live. That is Kelly. I'm me. Let's start with the obvious thing that's wrong with these two faces. There's one face missing. Our friend Pete, feeling under the weather. He won't be with us tonight, but we do have a guest. We might have some other guests. We've got some things coming. But that's Kelly and I'm me. Kelly, how's your day going, my friend?
I am good, sir. And how about you? How's Texas doing?
You know what? It's doing good. I had a busy day, but a good work day. And now it's time for a little football. Well, in 5 minutes. We've had a busy week. NFL, college a little bit, but NFL has been a busy week. We have more than enough topics to cover tonight. But let's start off with the game, and I'll say hi to everybody in chat here in a minute. Who you got? I wouldn't call it the most exciting game. It's the Jaguars with a quarterback nobody's ever heard of versus the Titans, who no one's ever heard of anybody on there. I think Eddie George, I still think, is on their team. So I'm excited because it's football, but Jalen Ramsey's mad at the Jaguars. Nobody knows who's on Tennessee. I'm not sure. I actually picked the Jaguars, which I thought was a cool – well, if it happens, people would remember I said it, but then their quarterback decided to take the year off. What do you think about tonight's matchup?
So I think I picked the Jaguars for this game too, and I have since changed my mind. I'm actually thinking the Titans are going to take it. I think it's going to be close. I think they'll take it by 3. I don't know. We'll see if the Titans defense pulls together with this little controversy going on and maybe rally around their player there and maybe show the coaches in the front office maybe that they want to keep him instead of.
He's a stud. If you ever heard about Jalen Ramsey, one of the best players on the anytime he's been on a football field in his whole career, he's probably been the best player on the field. But he's kind of a knucklehead. But he's really good.
Well, what was it? When he showed up at training camp this year, he showed up in a Brinks armored car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's weird.
And so I'm like, with that kind of talent, I'm like, boy, I'd love to maybe put him on a really good team. And
so my Chargers are decimated with injuries. Now, we've lost 2 safeties, and he's a corner. I know it's not the same. Anybody, honestly, with the talent, anyone would want that cornerback. He did get burned pretty good by Hopkins last week. DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know if you saw it. He ran an easy, kind of a skinny post, linebacker and a safety right in the middle of the field, 20 yards to play with. DeAndre just kind of whacked him in the head and walked in. I was surprised because Jalen's very physical, but I was surprised to see him get thumped like that. But
right.
I don't know. I feel like I'm on either of my teams that I root for.
I have that moment of I'd like to have the talent. I don't think he fits into the Kansas City scheme of things, though. I don't think he's that type of player.
I don't think he fits into anybody's scheme but his own.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. He's a beast.
He is a beast. He is. So.
Well, let's say hi to the people in the chat real fast while we finish.
Yeah, let's do that.
Preston McDevitt, thinking about you all day, buddy, and your dad, of course. He was first. Yeah, he's putting it right in there. He won't be in the stream. So, again, our thoughts and prayers are with him. Preston, if you want to put an update, I don't want to pry or nothing, but, hoping he's okay. Dancing with Goofy in the house. I saw you had your own little NFL stream. Good for you. Love it. Mike Polito's in the house. I was talking to Mike a little bit earlier, telling him about our special guest. Let's see who else we got. Swaggy in the house. Yes, Ramsey's last game as a Jag, possibly. We shall see.
Possibly.
Michael Riley in the house. Captain Akron in the house. Let's see. Willie Parker in the house. Willie Parker from North Carolina. Gardner Minshew played in JUCO college. Then he played at ECU. Then he played his final year at Washington State. Then he played for the Jacksonville Jaguars all of a sudden. I think that's everybody right now. So I'm going to try really hard to watch chat. Kelly's going to give us the updates on that. And then, again, some special guests coming up. You want to get right to some NFL news this week?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. Why not?
I think Jalen is the biggest news, but Eli is no longer the starter in New York. That's kind of huge, too. Were you surprised about that?
I was shocked. I actually only found out about that about an hour ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, what?
So Daniel Jones had a great preseason. I'm not going to pretend like I saw him. I didn't see him, but I certainly read a lot about it. I'm not as surprised. I got to be honest with you. He hasn't been good in a while. So if this is the last game, if last week was the last game he started, let me know after I tell you this stat if this surprises you. 16 years in the NFL, 116 wins, 116 losses. Hall of Famer, top 10 in touchdowns,
Everybody
Top 10
keeps
yards.
talking about that the 50%, and I kind of, for me, no.
I don't think
That's
he's a
just
Hall of
me.
Famer.
I don't think so.
Top 10 in yards, top 10, I think. Top 10 in touchdowns, I'm pretty sure. And that's something. I don't know.
Right?
I don't think,
I
I mean,
I
two
don't.
Super Bowls, that's two more than Phillip Rivers, my boy's got. So
I still, that doesn't. No.
I don't think he is either.
Not for me. Not for me. Michael Riley, I looked on Instagram and I don't see a message from you, sir. Look under Meyers and the Mouse. So there, yeah, here's what surprises me about that. The fact that they did it 3 weeks into the season.
Well,
that surprises me. If you were going to do that, why wouldn't you do that at the beginning of the season? Why would you start off that way and then say,
no, you might be right. I have to about that.
Everybody, never mind. We're not going to go with Eli. We're going to change everything up, and we're going to go this way now. 3 weeks into the season.
Maybe they were hoping Eli still had it. I mean, I would say Eli hasn't had it in a couple of years. Like he looks like he's been bad for a while. Like I was pretty hard last week on Cam Newton.
Right.
Cam Newton's looking great compared to Eli Manning last few years. Now, maybe not this year. Cam's looked really rough so far this year. But over the last 2 or 3 years, Cam's been a lot better than Eli, in my opinion. And I was pretty hard on Cam. I think Cam's done. I do. I think Cam's totally done. I think Eli's been done for a few years.
I think Cam's good in his eyes. He's not impressed me. He's not impressed me.
I don't know what show it was. Somebody, I heard an excerpt on it, and they were having an argument. And one of the guys made a good point. Cam played good for a while, and he was hard on his body. Eli's been
right
for a while. More sunshine, please, Jim. What's going on, my friend? How are you? Welcome in. We got some football going here.
Hey, Jim. What's going on?
Second here.
So, Titans are kicking off to the Panthers, and they're kicking off. The game has begun, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, baby, there we go. Mike, you want a mod wrench? You got a mod wrench, buddy. Oh, I can, because you're on my channel, but I'll give you a mod wrench right now, bud. There you go. So Mike's asking why he doesn't have a mod wrench. It's a different channel. So we do this on my channel. We do this on Kelly's channel. And we do it on Pete's channel. Also, he is not here tonight. Jim, I'm going to throw you a wrench too, buddy. But anyway, yeah, so this is going to be a fun night. Again, Jaguars, I love their defense. Tennessee's just a solid team. I'm not going to pretend like I know them as well as I probably should. But I guess if I had to pick a team, I'm probably going to pick Tennessee here just because of, the Jags quarterback situation. It's not like this kid Minshew, Bobby Joe, whatever his name is. He's actually looked pretty good, but I don't know anything about it. The Teterboro couple, what's going on? The Giants are our team, and they drive us crazy. So, Teterboro, Eli, yes or no? Are you happy they're moving on from Eli? I'd love to hear your opinions. Thank you, Joe.
So, the Jaguars come out running the ball with Robinson. He comes out and runs 10 yards, and they get a holding. Have to go back. Started off the game with a flag.
There you go.
Where's Pete when I need him to throw the flag?
Right? Yeah, this is going to be weird without Pete. Pete's like our full-on energy guy.
Right? He is. He's got a lot of knowledge in that brain of his.
No doubt. So I have to ask you about my thumbnail. I was working at work, and I was having fun with it, and I was covering this up, and all of a sudden it was the busiest creation I've ever made in my life. But I just went with it, mostly because I was enjoying it, and I laughed at it at the end. I'm like, yep. So I don't know if it's the worst or the best ever, but it made me giggle.
I liked it in motion when the helmets glistened.
You like that?
I liked that. That was good. Good.
Patrick Zippity Doodad in the house. Yeah, we were just telling him that. Yeah, everybody, if you're wondering what Zippity Doodad's talking about, Pete, our co-host, is feeling under the weather. Hopefully he'll be getting better soon and be back with us next Thursday. But yeah, thoughts and prayers, even though people don't like saying that anymore. I do. I like thoughts and I love prayers.
Thoughts.
So that's
positive thoughts and good prayers. Prayers work.
Amen. Swaggy says, anybody got an extra wide receiver for my Eagles? I heard Jordan Matthews is still available. Wasn't he good for you guys a couple years ago? Oh, this will be fun.
Third down and 1. Oh,
yeah,
blow it.
Let me
And
pull up the
below it.
game on my device here. I haven't even done that yet.
Yep, you might want to. Yeah, it's. There's been some interesting stuff. So Minshew's 3 and out. So 13-22, and the Panthers are already punting. Panthers punting.
Our guest has let me know that he's on his way. I told him no rush will be here all night.
Yeah, it's not, and it's been raining there. It's been raining there tonight.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't even have it up
Yeah.
yet. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, it was raining when everybody was coming out and warming up. It was raining pretty good there, actually. Oh, there's a flag on the kick. Oh, fumble! Oh, fumble! Oh my God!
Is that Mama back down here? Hey, Mama.
Yeah, that's Mama. So they fumbled on the kickoff, and the Jaguars picked it up. Looks like it was about on the 7-yard line.
Nice. Did you tell Mama? I didn't get her invite until you told me about it, but I was busy. Did you tell her I was editing or whatever?
I did. I told her you were busy. I said, "No,
right now when I heard her."
Because Jeff may be down there at the bottom waving his hand saying, "Let me in." She kept an eye out for you, but we weren't sure it was going to happen. So there's a flag on the play.
There we go. All right. I've got it up on my device. I'm going to watch the chat more, though, and I'll just listen to it.
That's okay. So it was holding on the receiving team, so that penalty is probably going to be declined, and they're going to take the fumble and take the possession.
Nice. So Teterboro says, we love Eli, but he hasn't been good in years. I totally agree. Once they took him out last year, it made no sense. That was weird. When he got – or was that the year before? Whatever. When he got benched and they got rid of his consecutive game streak, and then they put him back in. Well, then the coach got fired, right? And then the new guy put him back in. That was a mess.
Ooh!
Touchdown.
Yes,
Jaguars starting off. Yep.
There you go.
Touchdown. Jaguars, no flag on the play. 13 minutes and 2 seconds left in the first quarter. Jaguars have scored.
All I know is I don't know the Jaguars. Whatever I pick with the Jaguars, I'm wrong. Do the other thing. Nice.
Right?
Willie says Fitzpatrick has been benched and Josh Rosen will start Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's again. I why didn't you just start off the season that way and see how it went the other way? And that way, if it did go good,
see NFL, man, you only got 16 cracks at it, so that's rough.
right?
People Crew loves Disney in the house. What's going on? Yeah, we got 13 in the house. We had 15 a minute ago. Smash that like button. Tell your friends if they like football. I know it's a long game. We'll be here all night. Come in, come out, whatever you want to do. But we'll be here having a good time, talking football, talking about our picks, talking about this game, of course.
And we get it. There's some other streamers going on. You got Corey Meets Worlds out there right now. I think Mouse Talks live right now. We get it, guys. We understand, but we don't time the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're
going to bug me, but you know what? Choices are good, right? More sunshine.
Yep.
Jim says, I want to thank you for correctly pronouncing Juggers. I'm tuning in to see Cleveland's new cornerback. Oh, Jalen, I get it. It was a little slow.
It took me a second too.
Yeah. I don't know if you're here. I was talking. I root for the Cowboys. I root for the Chargers. I'd love to see him on both teams, but I'd also be leery of it. If we came to the the Cowboys, we could put Byron Jones back at safety again, where we're one short because Xavier Woods is out. As it goes for the Chargers, we're 2 safeties down. So I don't know the corners in LA as well, but I'm sure one of them.
This year, you should put him on the Cowboys.
Yeah, right. I hate to say this to my favorite Chiefs fan. I don't think the Chargers are even going to get there anymore. Right? We are just too decimated.
I have to agree with you, and I have to admit, Cowboys are showing up. They're doing.
Cowboys are good. I've got some opinions on the Cowboys. We'll get to Shep family. What's going on, my friend Shep in the house?
Shep, brother, what's up?
We're here.
So explain something to me. Why does Shep keep calling us gentlemen?
I know, right?
I'm
because he's a nice guy.
It makes me worry sometimes when he's that nice.
He's giving you something to strive for.
There you go.
S in the house. What's going on? Appreciate you being here. If by Eagles you mean Browns, then yeah. I hate the Eagles, and I enjoy saying it. I don't hate the Eagles as much as I hate the Raiders,
or the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't hate the Chiefs. I just hate that. Yeah, I hate the Chiefs. Never mind. Yeah, Shep says he likes to build us up. Hey, I'll take it. You know what? You want to call me gentleman? You feel free. I'll be one half of that gentleman. That's fine with me. Cowboys is my sister and husband's favorite team. So I'm a Chargers fan from San Diego, but I've moved to DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area, about 9 years ago. And I love me some sports radio, and you cannot turn on sports radio 3 a.m, middle of winter, or middle of summer, does not matter. Cowboy talk all day, every day. And so I gave in. Hot Sauce Junkie Tim, Cardinals fan. St. Louis Cardinals going to the playoffs. Arizona Cardinals going to have a high draft pick again. But welcome in. Glad you're here. I think that Kyler Murray is going to throw the ball all over the field, and it might be fun to watch. But if they win 6 games, I will be shocked. Tim, you're a Charger fan too? All right. Yeah, baby. All my buddies in San Diego are really mad at the Chargers. I, living out here, think it was a great move. So, whatever. Arizona, yeah, I figured hot sauce. I was being not funny with the St. Louis Cardinal thing. Speaking of the St. Louis Cardinals, how about my Dodgers? Yeah.
Oh.
Are you a big baseball fan? You like the Royals, but you're not as big. You like football more, right?
I like football more. I'm not as big. I was fortunate growing up that I got to see some of the World Series in '85 when the Royals went there. I saw 3 games.
Oh, St. Louis.
So,
speaking of the Cardinals, St. Louis, Casey. That was the I-70.
I-70.
Okay.
Yep, World Series.
My dad was a big Cardinals fan. I remember that year very, very well. The Cardinals, Ozzie Smith, who hit like all of 3 home runs in his whole career, took the Dodgers deep in the NLCS to get to your Royals.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great year for baseball. I think it was.
That was right in my wheelhouse. 85, I would have been 15 years old. I was loving life then.
To be 15 again, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm happy now, but yeah. Let's see. Expedition Greg, you're a Browns fan. All right. Well, hey, they're coming. Last year, everybody got free beer as soon as they won a game. This year, people think they're going to the playoffs. So you guys have grown a lot. Fantastic says only the Dolphins would tank for Tua. I don't know if I believe in Tua as much as everybody else. I've watched the guy throw into coverage. I don't know. Maybe I just remember that first throw I ever watched him throw too much. But
Titans have a first down. They're on looks like the 35-yard line. Their 35-yard line.
So, Fantasmic, are you hoping for Tua? Or for me, it's Trevor Lawrence. And I'm not saying he's coming out. I don't think he is. But that's the kid in college right now I don't want on my team. Kid at Clemson. He is a beast. Future's bright for my Cardinals, though. Maybe. You believe in Kyler hot sauce? And what's your favorite hot sauce? Because I love me some hot sauce. Pickle True says Disney love baseball. My dad's all-time favorite team, Dodgers all the way. Yeah, baby, Dodgers forever. Randy and Dave, hello, gents. Gents, hello. So I'm guessing, Dave, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. You want on? Let me know.
What's up, Dave? It's good to see you, my friend.
Fantastic says no way Lawrence would be who I would rank for, but he isn't available until 21. Yeah, okay. I didn't understand. He is pretty to watch. I don't know. I've watched a lot of college football in my almost 50 years now. I think he's the best college quarterback. I think he's the best college prospect for a quarterback I've ever seen. He's amazing. Amazing. Frank Dave, yep, welcome to the stream. I'm a Lions fan, still undefeated. You beat my Chargers. Is that Jim who said that? You beat my Chargers, Jim.
Say it again. It makes me feel better. Say it one more time. It just makes me
hear you, Chiefs fan. Did you see the game of the Patriots versus Michael Riley? That was not a game. That was a beheading. That was a Braveheart beatdown. So, I don't know. I don't like to hear those people who talk about what they picked last week. But my 2 games that I called, Patriots to cover, Cowboys to cover, by the way. I beat you $10, buddy. But Cowboys covered easy. Patriots covered easy. I will tell you this week, the Cowboys, 20 points, they'll cover for
21?
sure. They'll cover. They'll cover, I'm telling you. But
wow. Yeah,
I could play linebacker up for the Dolphins. Okay.
I think that game will be somewhere around 30-10, and I think they'll cover.
Ooh, that would be close.
And I think I'm being nice.
I think
the Dolphins. I think it'd be probably 30-9. 30-9, maybe.
I don't see how Miami gets in the end zone. And I don't see oh boy, if I had to pick a score, I mean, what? 45-13, maybe they get one in the end zone. I don't know.
I have a hard time saying 10.
Or 45-6. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it a little more, but
I think it's very
Dolphins
possible.
are bad.
I think I might be being a little conservative, but I don't doubt they're going to cover the spread.
Speaking of hot sauce, just made some awesome blueberry ghost peppers are just ridiculous. Blueberry sounds good. I would be interested in that. Lag on my, I'm sorry, Michael. Anybody else have some lag? I feel like we might have our kind of surprise. Yes, everybody know Josh from Practically Perfect Park Hopping. See how I was careful with that? What's going on, my friend?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I am spectacular. How are you?
I'm wonderful. What's up, Kelly?
Hey, what's going on? It's good to have you here.
Yeah. I just saw that the Titans just got scored on, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. This game is hard to figure out. Anyway, so we have our first Steelers fan. No, we do not, because we had Dave on before. Apparently, it's Steelers fans all day, every day around here. You're from Tennessee. No, you live in Tennessee, but you got a terrible towel behind you. But Tennessee's on tonight. Is that true? All of that?
I'm from Tennessee. I was born in Nashville. But I am a Steelers fan, and it's because we didn't always have the Titans, obviously. So before there was the Tennessee Titans, you were either a Cowboys or a Steelers fan around here.
So you picked poorly.
I think I picked pretty well. I mean, we had a good run as the king of the hill with 6 Super Bowl wins.
It's not history class, buddy. What are you doing? Come on. I guess you could pick worse teams. You could have picked, my Chargers, who don't have a running back or any safeties. But anyway, I'm glad you're here, man. How's your day going? How's your week going? All that stuff.
My week's been going great. My day was great. I was at the Grand Ole Opry today, so that was fun.
Tell us.
Nice.
Next week I'll be at the Mother Church at the Ryman Auditorium, so that's fun. But other than that, it's been a fantastic week.
Good for you, dude. Good for
you. What about you guys?
Kelly?
Good. It's been good. I'm off now from work, and I get a couple days off, and I get to watch football with you guys and enjoy it. Everybody in chat, so it's a great day. Jeff, how about you? You said you had a good day today.
I had a good day. Work-wise, I had a big meeting. It was going to be a slam dunk. I knew it was a done deal, but it still had to happen today, and it did happen today, and it went through. It went late. This is what I get, Kelly. So you'll understand this. This will be like inside baseball stuff. But last week we had this conversation about what time to start. And I'm like, well, usually I get home in plenty of time, but sometimes stuff happens. And then something happened that very night, and something happened today. So I should just shut up from now on. But I rolled in the house maybe 6 minutes before I popped on. I mean, I came up here, turned on the computer, took off my work shirt. This is what I was wearing underneath. That's it, because that's how much time I had. But it was a good day. It was a really good day. And I work tomorrow, and I teach a couple classes tomorrow. And so I've got a little prep tonight. But then after that, I've got the weekend, then a kind of an easy week next week. I mean, full work week, but kind of an easy one. And then I'm back at Disney. So I'm ready for that.
Nice.
A Poly, too. I've never stayed at the Poly.
Ooh.
Nice.
We just had our first day at the Poly this year. So enjoy it.
Tell me it's going to be the best thing ever. It's
wonderful. Yeah, it's great.
I'm excited.
Well, Hot Sauce Junkie Tim. We were glad that you're here. Then yes, we just made new friends. Then
love it.
We do like the football. So first down for Jaguars. The Jags.
I'm trying to catch that. Hey, Rachel's in the house. Hey, Rachel, what's going on?
All right, Rachel. Josh, are you watching the game or are you listening to me?
I am listening to you and following it along beside you guys on my screen here.
All right.
Michael Riley says, "Boo Steelers." Where did it go?
We get a lot of haters.
Where did it go?
It just happens.
You guys do get a lot of haters. There it is. Boo Steelers stink. Patriots are better. Now, that is not going out on a limb there, Michael. I mean, that is bandwagon. Are you from New England, or are you just like the team that wins every week? I mean, if you get to play the Bills twice a year, and you get to play the Bills twice a year, and who am I forgetting?
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Oh my gosh, is that if the Dolphins played Alabama 16 times, they would still go 0-16 this year. And I don't even think I'm going out on a limb.
I think you're dead on.
I think so. Pretty ugly. So, Steelers fan, how's Ben's elbow?
This probably isn't a popular opinion. But, Ben's an old QB, and he's big, and he's been beat up a lot. And
physical career.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's been more physical as a pocket quarterback in our lifetime? Nobody. I mean, he's not a running quarterback. He can move.
Yeah.
But he has been, and he stood his ground like nobody else ever. But
yeah, but, at his age, I mean, that's catching up with him. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if next season we had a new, younger quarterback. So which I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised he's still in it this season. So
I'm not going to pretend like I know a lot about Mason Rudolph, but it doesn't sound like you're predicting great things if you're looking at next year's quarterback already.
Well, I've heard great things about Mason Rudolph. I've heard that he did great in the preseason, and
I saw that too.
So I mean, you never know. It's kind of hard to call a quarterback from them being the backup. It takes some hard pressure games, and I think it's an instinct position. So there's great quarterbacks.
It's also an opportunity position there.
I mean, look at T. Martin. The UT, here in Tennessee.
Sound like a Tennessee fan. Keep going.
And, as a QB, it's tough. You can be an awesome rock star in college and come to the NFL, and it's a different game. So you never know.
Tim Tebow, probably people argue all the time. I'll say for my lifetime, I'm not going to pretend like I know everything, but my lifetime, the best college quarterback ever in my lifetime, but not a pro guy. Now that said, he did win a playoff game. That's one more playoff win than plenty of people have, but
that's true.
Touchdown. Oh, what I miss?
Jaguars. So the Jaguars had a 28-yard pass play to Westbrook, and then they Minshew just threw one into the touchdown zone.
So maybe
Jaguars, they're up 13-0 right now.
Wow. Did I just miss on this Jaguar backup? I don't think I had heard of him when he got the job. I mean, I don't remember. Where's he from? Washington State or something? I don't even remember.
I don't know. So they threw this to Clark Jr. There's a whole lot of shoving going on, but he caught the ball. It's kind of like the Titans are kind of, I don't know. It's like they're playing the corners are playing like they're playing catch up instead of being ahead of it.
So that's kind of the Titans' MO is you never know which team you're going to get when they come out on the field. I mean, they've come out there and they beat the Patriots before, and then they come out there and you get this.
This is a weird
beautiful throw.
Huh.
So 14-0.
Oh, I should change the volume. Let me change our little banner now.
At this rate, you're going to have to change it a lot if it keeps going this way.
I know, right?
Oh, gosh. So Jeff, for this week, what was your hardest game to pick this week?
Well, you want to go through them? We can go through them.
We can go through them.
Right.
Josh, are you ready to go through them?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Pull it up. I got them right here for just such an occasion. So who did you guys – I mean, it's already 14-0, but who did you guys pick? I picked the Titans, so what do I know?
I changed my pick. I picked for the Titans. I changed it to the Titans. I initially picked Jacksonville when we talked at the beginning of the season, but I changed it tonight to the Titans, so I went with the Titans.
Josh, where were you with that tonight?
Titans.
All right, let's just go down the list. We got at Green Bay, Denver. Denver goes to Green Bay. We got Green Bay -8. I'll just start. I don't like Denver. I don't think Denver's good. I don't like Green Bay that much either, but in Green Bay, it's probably a game I wouldn't bet, but I think Green Bay wins probably pretty handily. What about you, Josh? Where are you at with Denver?
Yeah,
Green Bay?
I'm going Green Bay.
Yeah. Kelly?
I'm going Green Bay, but I don't think they cover the spread.
Yeah, I mean, it's in Green Bay. I don't know. Flacco hasn't been horrible, but I'm not – I don't know. I don't like either of those teams as much as most people this year. I think Denver's going to be a lot worse than people think, and I think people think they're going to be bad. And I don't have a lot of faith in Green Bay, but, I mean, 2-0, they look real good so far. So, next game, Detroit, who I'm really mad at right now because they beat my Chargers at Philly. So, I will be rooting for the Lions, 6.5. in Philly. Kelly, I'll start with you. You think Philly wins/covers at home against Detroit?
Eagles. It'll be a close game though. It will be. It's one of those ones I don't want to because I think it's just going to be right there. But I tell you, I picked the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles here as well. It's hard for them. I mean, it's a line.
In Philly, I don't know. I don't believe in Detroit yet. I mean, obviously their quarterback's been elite for a while, but nothing else has been that good. I don't know. I probably wouldn't bet it because 6.5, but I think Philly probably win there. Definitely starting with you on this one, Kelly. This is definitely the game of the week.
It is.
The two hottest quarterbacks by far. Ravens at the Chiefs. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. After 2 weeks, one of them's the MVP. It's only 2 weeks. I bet I know who you're picking.
Hold on. Let me think about this one for a second.
Yeah.
No, I'm picking the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think the weather is going to play a large part in this game.
So the over-under is 53.5. So if there's weather, that's a pretty high number for weather.
It is expected that they are going to score very well, but I think the weather is going to lower that score a little bit.
It's hard to know, though, but in the rain, sometimes it's not like it's going to snow. So in the rain, I don't know. What do you think, Josh?
This is my thought.
Sorry, Kelly. I gotta go Baltimore on this one.
What?
Because of the spread or straight up?
Wait. Where's the mute button? Hold on a second.
Because of the spread or straight up?
It's straight up. I think Baltimore's got a great defense, and that's just going to be tough to beat. Baltimore's got a history of having a tenacious defense, and so
they do. My whole life they've been great on D. I think I agree. Now, part of me might be being a Chargers fan here. I would love to see Baltimore win. I think they will. I think the Ravens. I would certainly take that 6.5 points and feel really good about it. This is probably a game I would play. And I won't be picking the Chiefs. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, obviously, but that'll be a fun game to watch. There's no doubt.
Yeah,
this next one is a little harder. The Bengals, who are horrible, at the Bills, -6. What do you think, Josh?
I don't like the Bengals, so I'm going to go Bills, even if they're the most awful team in the league.
They're pretty bad, but the Bengals are super bad. What do you think, Kelly?
Well, they're not the Dolphins, but I am going to pick the Bills over the Bengals, but I think it'll be a close game, honestly.
I would take the Bills too, but I wouldn't bet it. I mean, the Bengals are so bad.
I would not bet it.
I don't like Buffalo that much. The next one's very interesting. We got the Falcons going to Indianapolis. Indianapolis is favored by 2. I'll start with me. I'd give the 2 here. I don't like to give points on the road, but Atlanta, I don't love their D either, but Matt Ryan's pretty darn good. I'm not excited about the Colts situation, so I'd probably take these 2 points and pick Atlanta. What do you think, Kelly?
Picking the Colts.
Colts at home?
Wow.
Most people probably will. What do you think?
I am picking the Colts.
Sorry, Kelly, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Josh?
I think I'm going to go Falcons. I think Colts it started off the season on kind of a rough patch there with all that news that dropped. So Falcons have a pretty solid history. I mean, they're not the greatest team in the league, but they've got some experience.
I think they're going to take a step back this week or this year, but this week looks pretty good in my mind. I don't know. It is what it is. Okay. Oh, and then of course I lose my screen there. Okay. Then still 1 o'clock game, the early game. The Raiders go to Minnesota, 8 points, but it is up in Minnesota. We'll start with you this time, Josh.
That's a tough one for me. Probably going to go Raiders, but I don't have an educated guess. I mean, that's just kind of throwing it out there. That's a hope.
Kelly.
Vikings by 6.
Ooh, interesting. Well, I don't like the Raiders at all. I like Minnesota better in Minnesota, of course. I think I'd give the points. I think I'd stay with. I probably wouldn't bet this game, but Minnesota to win, and I'd probably lay the 8. I think the Raiders are pretty bad. The next one, -23. Last week I said that -21 might be the largest spread I've seen in an NFL game in a bunch of years. There's 2 games this week. Reds over 20. This is our first one. In New England, minus 23, the Jets, who have no quarterback. It is not true that they did not call me to see if I was available, but they should have. Did you see the girl holding up the sign I gave Darnold mono? I thought that was my second favorite sign of the week. We'll talk about that later. But I'll start with me. They cover. They will cover 23. I read an article. 90% of the betting is on the Patriots, even at minus plus over 20. So that's nuts. What do you guys say? Jets at New England, 23 points too much? Who wants to go first?
I don't think it's too much. No. I think they'll cover it. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be murder.
Yeah, but last I saw, Tom Brady's questionable. So
I think Giselle can be the quarterback and they'll win by 23.
Oh yeah, I mean the Jets.
The Jets are bad. We don't know who's quarterbacking for them. I have no idea who's quarterback. Do we know? I don't know who it's going to be. Who is it? No idea.
Gary Vaynerchuk at this point.
That's a great one. Mark Sanchez is available. I'm positive Sanchez is available. Gary V, baby. That's going to be the line of the night. I like that a lot. Do you watch him closely? I enjoy him so much, but him on Sunday when they get beat, I love it and I hate it because he cares so much and they're bad.
Yeah. He's loyal.
He's loyal.
He is loyal.
I don't know. I hope he gets to that billionaire status that he can buy him, but they ain't for sale. They ain't going to sell that team ever.
No.
He's going to have to be adopted by that family to get that team. But anyway, that's a whole other thing.
It would.
Oh, it's Kate. I'll catch up in chat here in a minute. All right, the next one, my Cowboys in Dallas, minus 21. Yes, they will cover. Gonzo's their quarterback. I don't know if Gonzo's in chat yet, but he'll be here later, I'm pretty sure. Minus 21, Miami Dolphins without Fitzpatrick this week. I think Dallas covers. I think they blow them out. I think they win by 35 or 40. Who wants to tell me I'm wrong?
I think, probably.
Kelly,
you're not wrong. As much as it pains me to agree.
You don't get anywhere. My Chargers are stinking it up. You win this year. What are you talking about? 2 games, 23 and 21. That just blows me away. Excuse me. All right, that's all for the early games. Anything going on in the real game? I'm not even watching right now. Am I missing anything?
It's a commercial.
Okay, good. Giants with their new quarterback at Tampa Bay, minus 6.5. Tampa Bay. Who wants to take this one first?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, big.
Yeah, they're going to win.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a 3-point game. Maybe one score.
This is a game I would definitely not bet. I have no way of knowing what the Giants are going to do on offense. I don't know. There's no way I would bet this game. I had to pick a team. I picked Tampa Bay, but I don't have to pick a team, so I won't. I don't know. Daniel Jones could come out and rock it. Daniel Jones could throw 5 picks in the first quarter. Who knows what's going to go on there? Panthers at Cardinals. Ooh, did I interrupt somebody? What was that?
I was just going to say it's 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Jags 14, Titans 0. Sorry, first quarter.
I was going to say I missed a lot.
You missed a lot. And it's 2nd and 10. So go ahead.
Nice. Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals. Carolina minus 3 at Arizona. I'll start with me. I'll take Carolina, but I wouldn't bet this game. I'll take them to cover the 3. I don't think either of these teams are going in the right direction. Josh, what do you think?
I'm going to go Cardinals on this one.
Cardinals, you like Kyler Murray or you just don't like Carolina?
I don't like Carolina, but I think you got 2 totally different atmospheres there. They're just more used to playing.
True. Yeah. I don't know. Carolina's definitely a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in Kyler Murray. I don't. I want to be Kyle Kingsbury. Losing record in college. Texas Tech, not even like a great powerhouse, and he gets an NFL job. I don't quite get that.
Well, let's look at it. I mean, that's a good point. It goes back to what we were talking about college ball players coming into the NFL, from awesome schools. And then you've got some ball players that come in from schools you've never even heard of, like James Harrison, for instance, and they're just dominant.
Yep.
So
well, we just Antonio Brown. I was just watching his 40-yard dash at the combine in Central Michigan, so I guess it wasn't like a tiny school, but athletes are athletes. They're going to be found once it gets time for the NFL.
Right.
But coaches, like I could see him being an offensive coordinator. He's clearly I'll go innovative offensive mind. There's no doubt about that. But head coach, he didn't even win in college, and he wasn't at a top school even. I mean, Texas Tech's not a horrible school, but they're not even a power in their division. So I don't know. I hear he's a really nice guy. I know somebody who knows him, and they say he's a great guy, so I'm going to root for him, but I don't quite get it. But I definitely don't think Kyler Murray is going to be.
It's puzzle pieces.
He's a great athlete. Like he'll be fun to watch, but I don't see will he be the starter in Arizona at the end of next year? I bet not. What do I know?
So the Jags went 3 and out. Titans have the ball on their 43-yard line.
14-0 Jags, right? I just put it up there. I want to make sure I'm not crazy there.
Yep.
What's our
Cardinals, by the way. Cardinals.
Oh, did I not ask you? Sorry. What do you say? Okay, Carl. Okay. Saints with 2 quarterbacks, none named Drew Brees, at Seattle. I'll take Seattle -4. -4 up there in Seattle. I think Seattle might take a little step back, but I still think they're a fringe playoff team. I don't think the Saints are going to get there. I definitely don't think so without Brees for 6 weeks. I'll take Seattle happily. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm with you on Seattle.
Titans just went for about a 25-yard pass. Complete.
Nice.
So,
Thanks for Seattle, buddy. Kelly.
Seahawks. It'll be Seattle. I don't think the Saints will pull this one off.
I think it's interesting how Peyton won't say who the quarterback is. It's obviously going to be Teddy Bridgewater. They just want him to have to work with it. What's the other guy's name? He's a quarterback when he's not a quarterback. He's a quarterback and he comes in and runs the
Mr. Gonzo PR.
Is he in chat or is he their quarterback?
No, I was just asking if he was maybe him.
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think Peyton will probably be able to do some good stuff there. Teddy Bridgewater's not horrible, but Seattle's pretty good. All right, where are we at now? Houston Texans at my Chargers. Chargers -3. Who wants to take that first?
I'll go Texans.
Texans?
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to go with Chargers.
My Chargers to 1-2. Kelly?
Both teams are a toss-up.
Yeah.
Pains me to say it, but the Chargers. I do. I think the Chargers, this is their free give-me game this year.
Oh, man, I wish. I mean, the Texans aren't bad. I don't know.
No, they're not. They're not. The Texans aren't bad. I just have a feeling that the Chargers, they're kind of like the Colts. They've got some core things that are good about them, even though they're missing key elements. Yeah, I mean,
I love their roster.
There's just key elements missing from like the Colts and the Chargers right now. And Chargers, honestly, they got some problems.
We're down a tight end, but you can overcome it. We're down a key running back, but you can overcome it. But we're down 2 safeties. 2 safeties. I think I'd take the 3 points. I wouldn't bet this game, but I don't. And if we lose, we're done. 1-2. We're probably not going anywhere. So I don't know.
All right, Mike Wheeler. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Bye, Mike. Last late game until the Sunday night game. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Niners. Niners favored by 6.5. I would say at least 3 of those points are because of Ben's elbow. I would definitely be on the Steelers here if the quarterback situation wasn't the key. The Niners are 2-0, right? Haven't they won both games? But I'm not necessarily a believer. But with Mason Rudolph in, I would probably either take a pass or go Niners. 6.5 is a lot. What do you think, Steelers fan down there?
I'm going to go Steelers.
Yeah?
Steelers Nation's not going to – if they go 0-3, it's going to – they got a lot of pressure. They're going to win this one.
The Niners aren't bad. Like, I don't think they're as good as everybody else is saying, but they're not bad. That's going to be interesting. What do you think, Kelly?
I'm thinking the Steelers are going to win this one. This is
the more I think about it, I'd probably take those 6.5. I mean,
this is honestly was the hardest game for me to pick. This was the hardest one.
NFL Network dances with Goofy.
So the next game is the hardest one for me of the week. It's the Sunday night game. I will have on my show DizTube, Tom from Tom Does Disney, at least for the first quarter. But after that, I'll come over and watch the Rams go to Cleveland. Rams are favored by 3. I have no idea what to do with Cleveland. I like their talent. I don't love Baker as much as everyone else. I like the Rams roster a lot. I think I would give the 3 points. I think the Rams win on the road, but this is a tough one for me. Kelly, I'll go to you first. What do you think? Rams at Cleveland, Rams -3.
Rams.
Yeah? Easy pick? Because that's a hard one for me. Really?
That
would drop Cleveland to 1 and 2 also, wouldn't it?
I think it would,
Week 3 is a big week, man. Week 3 is a big week.
It is, but I still think the Rams are going to take this game. I just think they will. I think it'll be a decent game. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think it'll be a decent game.
As a Steelers fan, I'm guessing you don't like the Browns.
I mean, typically the Browns aren't good enough for me to like or don't like.
Well, you're not that young. They were good for a while. I mean, yeah, I guess they did that for a while. All right, you're pretty good.
But I think the Browns this year are much better than they have been. But I think that they're kind of like the Vikings last year and hyped. I don't think they're quite as good. I mean, the Titans beat them, if that gives you any.
Yeah, and they're having a rough night tonight, yeah. Are you a Baker believer? Because I am not.
I think I'm going to go Rams on that one. Am I a what believer? I'm sorry.
A believer in Baker Mayfield? I'm not either.
That's the thing with, these teams, you got to have kind of a perfect storm of great players. And just because you got a good quarterback doesn't mean you got a good team.
He's definitely a winner. I like his attitude and all that, and his arm's fine and whatever. But I don't know. There's just something there that I'm not quite ready to crown him a, top tier quarterback yet. And that leaves us the Monday night game. Bears totally underachieving this year at the Redskins. This bad. Bears -4 in Washington. I'd probably take the points in Washington here, but I don't like either of these teams. The Bears are by far a better roster, but I don't know. 4 points on the road, kind of a lot. I'd probably go skins here, but not very confidently.
I wish the Bears were doing better this year. I think they're capable. They're just not. I'm picking the Redskins over the Bears.
Are you? Yeah, sure. Okay. What do you think down there?
I think I'm going to go Bears just because I really want them to win.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's the Bears. It's the Bears.
We got a bunch of buddies who love the Bears, and I kind of like to root against them. So that's all of our picks for the week. I'm happy to share my Survivor pick. I'm still alive on our Survivor pool, and I took my Cowboys this week. I mean, if I could pick whoever's playing the Dolphins every week, I'll just keep doing that. Thank you very much.
Right.
That's who I picked as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's 23 or 21 or whatever. That's a huge spread.
Yep, I'm still alive in that as well. So
nice. So I went. I almost lost week 1. I went with the Eagles, who were losing at halftime, and then last week I took the Patriots.
I almost lost week 1. I went Titans.
Oh wow! Who'd they play week 1?
Browns.
Yes. What about you, Kelly? Are you in that? How are you doing?
I am, and I have to go look because I don't remember.
Let me get caught up in chat. Taysom Hill. Thank you, Mouse Talk. That's who that other quarterback was that is a quarterback. I think the Dodgers will pull out a win in the Super Bowl. You're close. You're close. I think they might have a good shot at the Fall Classic. I got a big Dodger fan Disney story that I'll tell if I'm in a really good mood later. Give me the Texans outright, says Swaggy. Mike Wheeler says, okay, I'm back in 50 minutes. Mike, I think that was a while ago, but I hope you're back. What channel is this game on? I think you got your answer already by the NFL Network if you didn't hear him. Willie says Niners 28, Steelers 7. Ouch. Fantastic. As a Browns fan, I will have to say the Rams. It's Cleveland. You just hold on for the ride, says Goopy. You're not from Cleveland, are you, Dancing with Goopy? But are you a Cleveland fan? I don't know. Maybe I'm off. Walt says Rams win on the road. Aaron Donald. Oh man, Aaron Donald will give Baker Mayfield some fits. I agree. Swaggy says Rams big 30-17. Fantastic. Randall's in concussion protocol. Oh, bummer. Mike wants to know from Kelly how the Chiefs are doing. They're doing great. What are you talking about, man?
They're doing great, Mike. Thanks for asking. It's raining right now again. And where are they? Where are they playing today? Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing in Jacksonville. It's raining. It's raining there again right now. And Jacksonville has the ball again. and first play, first. So they're the first to 10 on their 26-yard line.
Hey, Jonathan, thanks for stopping in. Dances with Goofy says, grew up down the street from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's cool. I haven't been there.
Nice.
I haven't been to any of the real Hall of Fame yet. Someday. So you're a football fan. You're a Steelers fan. What other sports do you like?
Hockey.
Yeah? Oh, that's right. I think you told me that. Back with the Penguins or?
Nope, I'm a Nashville Predators fan.
Okay, there you go. So you stayed a little more local there. Well, when did they get there?
They got there in 98.
Okay.
So
same kind of thing though. You didn't have football for a while. You didn't have NHL for a while, but then you did, right?
Yep. Kind of all at once, and it's honestly surprising that we don't have Major League Baseball. We've got professional soccer now. Nashville is just a booming town. It's grown exponentially. So
I haven't been there. Wifey and I have talked about we'd like to go see that town. We might do a non-Disney vacation in that area.
It's an incredible place. I mean, there's lots and lots to see. Great food here. It's a really cool
barbecue.
Great
barbecue are pretty high on my list. So I mean, what's better there, the music or the barbecue?
Well, I mean, it's kind of on par with each other.
And we got Casey and Nashville in the house. That is music and barbecue both.
Right there you go. You got
road trip
in Nashville. You can't beat it, and you got Kansas City barbecue. That's what I had for dinner tonight. I had Kansas City Joe's barbecue, and it was phenomenal.
Well, I mean, you can always stop in Memphis on your way up from Texas.
If you know what, I love barbecue. I love barbecue sauce. I don't need barbecue sauce on my barbecue. I like them all. I can do it either way.
That's me too.
What's your favorite barbecue? Is your guys? I'm talking to both of you now. Is your region's barbecue? Because I'm from Fort Worth. No, I'm not. I'm from Southern California. I live in Fort Worth, and we love our barbecue here. But it's brisket, and it's pretty sweet. It's pretty smoky. It's pretty basic barbecue, I would call it. You guys have regional barbecue that I love. Do you guys love your local barbecue, or do you like something different?
I just love barbecue.
Me too. That's totally me.
Conley's down and injured right now on the Jags.
Oh, you look pretty serious over there. Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what happened. So I think that's what's cool about Kansas City is you can go anywhere in Kansas City and get any type of barbecue, like sweet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's so much variety of good barbecue here.
Now, Casey barbecue, though, I think of that, sweet, dark. Am I right? Is that
you got Gates, which is a really sweet sauce. You've got Joe's, which has a more of a smoky, real meaty flavor. But you also got to remember you got the American Royal here, where the barbecue champions of the world typically come from. Okay. The American Royal is a tournament for smoke-off, basically.
Nice.
And people come from all over the United States every year because if you win that championship,
why am I not doing that? That sounds
right.
Oh, it's I you know what? I'm kind of fortunate. I have a family member that actually competed in that, and their team actually took first place at the American Royal.
So that's good barbecue off the 49-year-old kid. Easy. They can adopt me.
It's if you come to the American Royal, you walk around that and they hand out samples of all this meat. And I mean, there's like 200 smokers smoking. So you can walk around and, it's amazing. You walk out of there very happy, drinking very cold beverages and eating a lot of barbecue.
We've got a barbecue and blues festival not far from my house. We didn't go last year. We went the year before. Middle of summer, roasting hot. So good. I loved it. We probably had, I don't know, maybe 40 stalls, and most of them were barbecuing, and obviously they were all selling their wares, and I was in heaven. My wife was sweating. She never wants to go again. I just want to move in and live there forever.
Right.
I run a nonprofit. Actually, my meeting we were at today, we're talking about we're opening another site. I won't bore you with work details, but we talked about a fundraiser, and I had all these ideas. I just want to do a golf tournament. Like, all right, we'll do another golf tournament. But, and I mean, nothing wrong with golf tournament. We do a lot of them. A barbecue cook-off sounds like something I need to give a shot. I mean, I might need somebody from Kansas City and somebody from Tennessee to come and help me out, because I don't know.
You might be able to work that out.
Barbecue pleases everybody, or just about
everybody. Yeah.
I have 4 daughters, and one of them is a vegetarian, but everybody else, I don't know what the heck happened. I got 2 adopted ones, and that's not even one of the adopted ones. So what the heck happened? I don't know. But Tennessee, now they're more mustardy. Am I right?
more vinegary.
Vinegary, okay.
It really depends on where you go, but we have a local place here that's just like I'm like you. I don't really put anything on my barbecue. I
love sauce too. I don't need it, but like you know what I'll surely do? I'll have the sauce, but I'll use the bread. And then if I need it, I'll go that way.
But see, Nashville also has hot chicken.
Ooh, yeah. Well, then why is that hot? Oh, it is good, but Nashville hot. I don't think I knew what that was 2 or 3 years ago. Now it's everywhere.
So it's basically the spice.
My mouth just
in the batter. It's not like your wing sauce. It's nothing like that. It's all in the batter. And it's been around here forever. It just, with Nashville exploding like that, it just became one of those trendy things.
That's so cool. I love it.
And the spots to get it the best are the places that's just like, I probably wouldn't go there very often, but that's the best. It's the best hot chicken.
Because of the clientele?
It's just not the best parts of the neighborhood. Like they're hole walls, rough parts of town. But they got the best. They got the best hot chicken.
I'll tell you,
right?
If you can find a good hole-in-the-wall restaurant, that's gold.
And we're lucky here. In my town, I live about 20 minutes north of Nashville in Sumner County, Hendersonville, Gallatin area, right on the line. We have 2 restaurants within a 10-minute drive from me that were on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Fun!
One's a barbecue spot, and one's actually a Mediterranean spot, oddly enough. So,
I like Mediterranean. Very cool.
A lot of good food here.
So Swaggy, I got a comment because Swaggy's in here talking about KC barbecue is heaven, and he loves, or her. I don't know, Swaggy. I don't know if you're he or her. Sorry about that. Swaggy loves burnt ends, and then said that the family took him up to Q39, and he said, "Oh my Lord, I'm telling you, Jeff, you got to come up and visit. There's some barbecue places up here. In one day, I can take you in a matter of an hour to 5 major, like Arthur Bryant's. Look it up. Awesome barbecue. Gates barbecue.
We need to make this happen. Let's do it. We got to do it in the spring for 2 reasons. One, I hate cold, and 2, I don't want to hear about your Chiefs in the season. So we'll do it in the spring where I can't remember what happened to the Chiefs. And actually, I may have told you, my mom lives up in St. Louis, and I know you guys aren't that close, but maybe I could do a,
It would come right on up 35.
I mean, how far can that be?
Have some barbecue, and then 70 straight on over to Mama.
How many miles is St. Louis to KC? 4 hours worth of drive? 3 hours worth of drive?
I think it's 3.5, or is it 6? 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. It's not bad.
I might have to do that. That might be a thing. Jonathan wants soccer talk. By soccer, you mean football? Okay, so here's what I think about soccer. Stop falling down. That's what I think about soccer. Over it.
You need to get with Dougie from Multograms.
Yeah, I think we've had this argument.
Or those guys.
The girls' tournament was fun though. I'm a big Alex Morgan fan, and I hear she plays soccer, and I like it when they score 29 goals in a soccer game. So,
Swaggy corrects me. I'm a dude. Okay, Swaggy, I will not make that mistake again. I promise. What do you mean, Jonathan Chong? What are you talking about, my Chiefs? What are you saying here?
What?
So here we are. It is 10 minutes, 45 seconds left in the second quarter. Still Jaguars 14, Titans 0, and the Titans are punting again. It's a punt fest, everybody.
Slow game.
I mean, we got 14 on the board. I'm not even watching it, honestly. I'm watching the chat and talking to you guys, but that's all right. Okay, well, so I don't know if it's too early to tell you guys my favorite football story of the week, but I'm going to do it because I think this might be my favorite story in the history of history. So let me know if you heard this. Did you hear about the kid who put up his Venmo? I'll stop it there. Do you know the story yet? No! A college game day sign asked for beer money. It sparked a children's hospital fundraiser. So Iowa State, I think. Let me pull it up. I don't want to be a liar.
He put up his Venmo for beer money, and now he's raising money for a children's hospital because it got so big.
Carson King took a Sharpie to a poster board on Friday, sketched out a simple plea. Busch Light supply needs replenished. All of a sudden, he's looking down. His phone's going like crazy. He hits 300. He hits 600. It goes nuts. Think his wish was granted and then some. King said he had been sent about $45,000.
Whoa.
So he and a buddy were talking. They're going to buy one case of, am I saying it right? Busch Light? I think that's what he said. And they're going to give the rest to, I think it's the University of Iowa's Children's Hospital. Pretty sure that's what it is.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I mean, so you're a 20-year-old kid. You're a 22-year-old kid. You get $45,000 sent to your Venmo. Are you giving it to a charity? This dude's my idol. Like, I would like to think I would do that. Pretty sure I wouldn't, and I think I'm a pretty good guy. I don't know. That's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
I think at 20 years old, I would put it in that bank, and I'd be going to every college game day show I could. You are a college game day fan. Where was your Venmo sign, man?
That's just epic. Good for those guys.
That is amazing.
Well, and they're doing the right thing. You got to love
absolutely they are. And I hope that whatever team it is that they follow, I hope they make sure they acknowledge that. And
so Venmo is matching it, and so is Busch Light, whoever they are.
Really?
Yeah.
Budweiser? Really?
Yeah. So that's College Game Day was broadcasting from Ames, Iowa on Saturday. Number 18 Iowa faced unranked Iowa State. Game had a personal significance for King, who attended Iowa State, but is taking time off from school to work. The school he noted as a notoriously not good football program. Blah, 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 blah. His friends drove up to College Game Day to show how great the fans were. Blah, 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 blah. King said he brought his sign along on the off chance he appeared on TV. And the sign simply says, Busch Light Supply needs replenished. Venmo, Carson-King-25. If this kid doesn't get hired by every Gary V out there, I don't know what's wrong with the planet, because that is brilliant. But anyway, yeah. So he spent $15 for a case of beer. The rest is going to the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. It's my favorite story ever. I love it.
That's a great story. It really is.
Love it, love it, love it. I'll drop the link in the chat for anybody who wants to see it. It's all over the place. You can Google it. This one's from the Washington Post just because that's the one I Googled. But it's a pretty fun story. If you want to see more, there it is in chat.
Mike Polito, Jeff's just like me. Same thing. If you have any questions, go ahead and message me.
I have no idea what you just said. What? Jeff?
That's okay.
Okay, cool. All of a sudden, Mike and Jeff said, I'm like, what did I say? Okay, anyway.
I think Mike asked me a hockey question earlier.
Did he?
I think he did.
Mike, you have a hockey question? Willie says the only reason why the South has soccer because high school teams need field goal kickers. When I was a kid, I grew up in San Diego, and they had the San Diego Sockers. They were indoor. And that was awesome. It was fast. It was amazing. It looked fun. I played a little. Outdoor soccer is a great sport, but I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I joke, but that whole flopping thing drives me crazy. So
yeah, I'm not a soccer guy. I mean, like I said, we've got a pro team here in Nashville now, but you won't find me there.
Yeah, I do like how the fans turn into a party.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
I'm not going.
That's college ball on Saturdays down here.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you guys college ball fans?
I mean, I am. I was more of a college football fan than NFL. Well, I guess until I was out of college, really, which is weird to say. And then I became more of an NFL fan. I grew up in San Diego State. I went to a lot of their games, and that was a lot of fun, but they were never national. I mean, when they had Marshall Faulk, I was at the game where he set the NCAA record. That was a lot of fun. That was like watching a video game. I didn't go to the Miami game. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but that was the one nationally televised game, and they had the big brawl with Miami. And that was the only game I didn't go to in 2 seasons down there. But it's just different. Like growing up in San Diego, it's not the same. Now that I live here, TCU's, Texas Christian University's right down the road. I've not gone to a game. I could. I just haven't. And then I haven't even been to a Cowboys game. Honestly, it's going to sound like an old guy. I enjoy football at my house. I want to watch 3 games. I want my fridge. I mean, not that I won't go. I like going to live games, but I don't know. But moving to the South, Texas, it's easier to like college than it is in San Diego. I mean, the SEC and Texas A&M was huge a few years ago.
It's football country.
Oh man, I remember. So I'm a former football coach. I coached high school football in San Diego, and I loved it. And well, maybe we can get into some stories at some point. But I got to play one game, just one. We went to the county championship in Jack Murphy Stadium, where the Chargers used to play. It was awesome. The kids in high school play in stadiums close to that good every Friday out here. Like, I remember driving through the first year or two I was here, and I'm like, that's a palace. That's a cathedral. That's a high school football stadium. We have two here who are over $1 million. The Allen High School, not too far from here, and I can't think of the other one. They are palaces. So it's a lot of fun. But I don't really have a favorite team anymore. You know, I mean, I don't root for San Diego State as much because I don't see them. I mean, their games are at 10 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to bed, and I root for TCU because they're here, but just because they're here. What about you guys?
I'm a big college ball fan.
Is that weather?
That is right over Jacksonville Stadium right now. It is raining hard.
Eesh.
Wow.
So college football for me, I have K-State, I have KU. What do you think?
I think basketball is probably big in
KU basketball. I went to KU. My daughter went to KU.
So knowing your age, I'm guessing you're a Danny Manning fan, pretty big.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll never forget. I was that night. I had to work that night, and I was making
pizza.
About
the Final Four game, obviously.
Yeah, I was making pizzas.
I know what you're talking about.
At the pizza shop, and man, I'm telling you that night we were glued to that little radio. You know, folks, ladies and gentlemen, there was a time where you had these little radios, and that's how you listen to the game sometimes. And just that whole place going absolutely sideways, and that game was over. It was awesome.
Didn't he pop his knee that night? But then he still went off on, like, I don't know.
I think we were all freaking out because we were like, oh my gosh, we lost him. Oh no. Yeah.
Classic game. What about you? So who's your team down there? You're volunteer? George. Oh, you're having a good year. You're having a good couple of years. Your quarterback's a stud.
Yeah, he is.
Like first pick kind of stud, maybe. Tua or him?
Beyond quarterbacks, I mean, we know how to grow running backs down in Georgia.
And linemen, and you guys are stud. Yeah. So, but I want to ask you, what's his name? Your quarterback. What's his name?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
I can't think of his name. Oh my gosh!
Horrible name.
University of Georgia's quarterback name.
Phantasmic Chronicles. I'll pass, but thanks.
Jake Fromm. Hey Google, shut up. All right, Jake Fromm.
Yeah, Jake Fromm.
So Jake Fromm or Tua, if you've got your Steelers next year. Who do you take?
If he's up for a draft, is that what you're asking?
He leaves Georgia early, which he's going to do. Or Tua. Who do you take for your Steelers?
Oh, Jake Fromm for sure.
I agree. Everybody's saying tank for Tua. I agree.
I mean, a couple years back, like my football dream came true when Jarvis Jones left Georgia and went to the Steelers. That was the best. And there's like a little bit of a relationship there. Hines Ward came from Georgia.
I remember that now, but I wouldn't have remembered that.
So it's like they got this good little thing going.
Hines Ward, the best kickoff return in any Batman movie ever.
I love Hines Ward.
He was great. Okay, Hines Ward, worst Monday Night Football correspondent ever. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
That was horrible.
He retired too early, if you ask me.
He talked too much. He made Jason Witten look good. He was horrible, but he was a great football player. I liked how tough he was as a receiver. He wasn't like a ballerina out there. He was like a linebacker, but a stud. And I don't even like the Steelers. I don't know. I think Jake Fromm is going to be. Did you watch QB1?
I did not.
Oh, do you have Netflix?
I do.
you must watch QB1 this season 1 or 2. Josh Fields, who I'm sure you know because he went to Georgia and then he left. And then the kid who's just at Miami now, but he lost the job. He was at Ohio State, but he lost the job. I can't think of his name. Kind of a douchebag. Anyway, it is a great show. I haven't watched this season yet, but I think might be season 2. You'll like it. Trust me.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. All right. I'm way behind in chat here, guys. Let's see here. Rachel says, does anyone root for Boise State? I like Boise State's field a lot.
I was just about to say that.
Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator on my Cowboys, doing some damage right now. How's it? So let's talk about Dak. Let's talk about a little Boise State for you, Rachel. So Dak, what is he, a 6th round pick? 4th round pick? I don't even remember. 3rd string quarterback behind Kellen Moore. And was it Romo? It had to be Romo, right? Was it Romo? Romo gets hurt. Kellen Moore gets hurt. Dak becomes the starter. 3 years later, Dak is the starter, and Kellen Moore's the offensive coordinator? That's crazy.
That's bizarre. Yeah.
And he looks younger than everybody ever. He looks like he's 22.
You know, I'm surprised that hasn't happened with the Steelers with Hines Ward, to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't know as much as you, but I'm guessing he's somebody that would do well. He'd do better in the announcing career, right? Jeez.
Yeah.
But here in Dallas, they're talking about with Sean Lee's still a talented but backup linebacker now. And when he hangs them up, they wonder if they might just let him be the linebackers coach because that guy – I actually feel bad for that guy. He had a really great career, 6 games out of 16 for like 4 years in a row, and he just couldn't stay on the dang field. Herschel Walker, Kate just says, Herschel Walker, ? I'm guessing you're a Herschel Walker fan if you're a Georgia fan.
Oh, well, you have to be.
I'm a Herschel Walker fan, and I'm not a Georgia fan. He was just one of the great athletes of our time, if you ask me. Justin Herbert, is that the Oregon quarterback? Fantastic. Yeah. I think you're probably right. Hey, the Lynn Project's in the house. What's going on?
Hey, Lynn Project. Thanks for stopping in and
Lynn
saying hello.
And Triple P seem to have a little thing going on. You want to promo that while we got Lynn in here?
We're partner channels, and we do a live stream every Saturday morning. We just started our first one last Saturday.
I heard. I didn't see it. I heard it was hilarious from Lynn. I'm going to try to hit you guys this Saturday.
So 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern. We just come and hang out.
I'm actually trying to get my wife to do a show with me. Maybe we'll go on after you guys. She hasn't said a full-on yes yet. I'm thinking Beauty and the Beast, kind of a name, because she's pretty enough. So whatever. Well, maybe we'll go after you guys. But yeah, I love Lynn, and Lynn said you guys were hilarious, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Ward lives here. Very cool. Dances with Goofy must be neighbors with Hines.
Where is that? Where do you live, Dances with Goofy?
Are they Cleveland? Didn't they say they're up by the Hall of Fame? Ohio.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, and remember, Hines played down in Ohio for like a few months.
Oh, Atlanta. Danson says Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. Oh, of course he lives down in Georgia. That makes sense. And he's always at Georgia games. So, yeah, that does make sense.
Danson says, grew up in Ohio, in Atlanta now. Diz our dream in the house. What's going on? Diz our dream. Welcome in.
Steelers. They're Steelers fans.
Hey, Jeff.
Right. We like them anyway.
No, this is our dream. We hung out with them a lot down there, and they're a blast. So
yeah, they are.
They're great. They're great. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with you, crazy man.
Me?
No, the other crazy man behind you. Yes, you. I mean, we got to hang out, but we didn't get to hang. So
yeah.
we have to
do
that next time.
Next time I'm bringing a challenge coin, so you better bring one.
Okay. Oh, okay.
What if I don't know what a challenge coin is?
Have you not? There's only 2 challenge coins just taller than the one I got.
Really?
Yes. I don't think you want to play that game with me, brother. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's why, David.
I must know.
Never lose. I said, I really don't ever lose. I really don't.
That's super impressive.
I'll go grab it here in a minute. I'm gonna have to get up here in a minute, and I'll just grab it.
For those of us who have no idea what you're talking about.
So in the military, a way of appreciation is a challenge coin. And certain levels of the service have their own challenge coins, from commanders to battalion commanders to all the way up.
You get to give that out as a thank you? Is that?
And typically what'll happen is if you've done something good and you have the opportunity to meet these people, they will pop one of these out of their pocket and they'll shake your hand. When they do, they drop it in your hand. And
that's cool.
So in the military, you go to the bar, slam down the challenge coins up on the bar, and whoever has the lowest buys the round. That's what I'm used to. Josh, how about you?
Yeah, it's the same.
And you have one from the
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I've been coined by him.
Who works directly for whoever the president is at any given moment. Yes?
You got Secretary of Defense and the President of the United States.
So you can only be beaten by someone who had the Secretary of Defense or the Commander in Chief. That's awesome. How did you get this?
I was deployed, and he showed up, and I was handpicked for some of the work I've been doing with.
Nice.
I did medical care for over 1,200 Indigenous personnel.
Well, thank you for that service. Keep going.
My pleasure.
Yeah,
so that's and I didn't think of anything of that. I was enjoying it. I was taking care of people. I liked helping people, and so on my days off, that's what I did. On my days off when I wasn't flying, they gave us downtime, and that downtime I spent, instead of just sitting around at the gym or whatever, I would go out on these convoys, and I'd stop at local places, and I'd give healthcare to Indigenous people, or and help them.
That's super awesome.
Love it.
He stopped by, and what he did, they had handpicked a certain amount of people to have the opportunity to sit in a town hall meeting with him. And then when we got done with the town hall meeting, those group of people, they'd all had done something special on this deployment, and he took pictures and gave us coins. So it was pretty nice.
And who was it at the time? Who was
Thank you.
Who was the Joint Chief at the time?
General Pace.
Okay, it rings a bell. I not to pretend like I know it is, but it rings a bell.
It's a cool coin. I'll go get it here in just a second, and I'll show it to you. It's in the shape of the Pentagon. Has all 5 branches on the back. It's impressive.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's the thing about challenge coins is for me personally, they mean more to me than any of the medals or anything, because they're peer to peer. And you don't normally hear about challenge coins, and each one's so detailed, and it's like a little piece of art. They're super cool.
You two both need to do a video on this. So I grew up in San Diego, as I've said before. I'm a huge fan. Sounds so dopey. Proponent, supporter. I love the military. I grew up in San Diego. I'm the guy who pulls over on the side of the road because the cool jets are up there, and I'm late for work because I'm watching those dang things because they're awesome. And yes, I did that today, but that's a whole other thing. But the best I ever did is I went to the beach at Camp Pendleton. I never joined. I wish I would have. At the time, I was like, you don't tell me what to do when I was that age. And
so are we, but
yeah,
right. My dad was a Marine, and he hated it. And so I grew up in a house that was not thinking of doing that. Like there was that never entered my mind. And, now I kind of wish I did. Because I'm such, I don't know. I support it. I love it. I love you guys who did it. But, yeah, the closest I ever got was the beach at Camp Pendleton. That's all I ever did. So how did you get your coin? I want to hear your story down there.
I earned mine from a major in Fort Campbell. Went and spent some time with him up there. Kind of helped him with some little bit of tedious tasks and repairs and things like that. And that's how I earned it.
That's very cool.
Very
cool. Thank you both, man.
Not as cool as Kelly's, but
pretty cool story.
Right place, right time. I really believe that. It was cool that I got to do those.
That's the story of everything, isn't it? But you were in the right place at the right time, right?
That's typically, that's how it goes. Right place, right time for those things.
Right. Right. And I think Josh is right. It is personable. There is a conversation that it has. It's just not somebody said, it's okay, stand up, and they read this document and then they go here. It is more personal. And usually they don't hand those out very often. It's something that has to be something special or something meaningful to that person to give them that coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where, Dave? Where do you want it? Insta?
So we got a minute 45 left in the first half, and Jaguars are pushed all the way back to the goal line. Looks like they just made it out to the 11.
Be right back.
Okay. You go. I'll come back. Okay. Okay. So
Dave here. What the heck? Where can I find him? Hold on, Dave.
Check on everything. So the game's kind of stalled. They're kind of basically getting into Puntapalooza here, and that's what's happening.
I'm having a ball listening to your guys' story, man. That was awesome.
I've got another coin I'm going to grab when I'm back there that I had been working with these guys on one of those deployments that I was on, and I got let in on some secrets, but I didn't think it was anything big of a deal. That before they left, they handed me a coin and shook my hand. These guys didn't have any rank. They didn't have any name tags. They were kind of the special operators. And when they left, they left me a coin, and that meant a lot to me.
That's because
cool. I had no idea. Because usually
I didn't know what that was. I mean, so I learned stuff and got to hear your story. So that's so cool.
Yeah. It's those guys. Oh, look at that! That's gorgeous, beautiful. Man. That is awesome.
Is that the coin you were just talking about?
Yeah, this is my coin.
That is a beautiful coin. I've never seen one like that. That is really cool.
That is beautiful.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take a break here before halftime, and I'll go get mine.
So we got 26 in the house while he's gonna go get his challenge coin, which I can't wait to see. Smash the like button. Go and share it out. 31 likes. Thanks so much. Tim S, Mike Dances, Captain Akron, Swaggy, Brandon, Dave, everybody. Diz Our Dream. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you guys all so much for being here. So we got a Charger/Cowboy fan. We got a Steeler fan down there. We got a Chiefs fan going to get his coin. I love learning this stuff. Like I don't have a lot of regrets in life. I love my life. I'm a happy guy. Most of my decisions I'm happy with. I do wish I would have served. I do. I wish, my 49-year-old fat self, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't take me anymore. And I just wish I had the respect for it, at 18 or 19 that I do now, because I didn't. I just didn't. I was arrogant. I'm going to the beach. Tell me where the girls are. I want to play some ball. I am not going to go do what you tell me to do, sir. I didn't even use the word sir except for in a joke back then.
Yeah, so. It was for me. It was family tradition. I enlisted when I was 17.
Nice. Thank you for your service.
I got married about a month out for me leaving. I was gone about a year. Came back. So I got married super young, and my dad served. He was a Ranger. My grandfather served.
Wow.
He was a SEAL. So it was just kind of a lineage thing.
Dad was a Ranger. Would you say after that? Because I was.
My grandfather was a SEAL. He served, and I actually have his K-bar. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's been a fun adventure. Actually, my jiu-jitsu partner that I train with pretty often, he's a former Green Beret, and he usually wipes the mats with me. But it's just a brotherhood, and that's why, especially in the Disney community, when you meet somebody else who served, it's pretty cool because they're far and few between. So
yeah, that's awesome. Well, and I mean, I don't want to sound like a weirdo, but you get cooler and cooler. So you rolled jiu-jitsu?
Yes.
Nice. I never did that either. I'm a big UFC fan. Wasn't a thing back when I wouldn't like wrestling was the sport I would do least likely. But now I probably would have done it over basketball, to be honest with you, just because, I mean, that looks fun. So what got you into jiu-jitsu? I need to hear this.
Honestly, it's just a health thing. Jiu-jitsu is super humbling. It's super tasking. And you really meet. It's so similar to the military. You get friends that you train with regularly, and it just becomes like a super humbling thing. And I've never been more humbled than on the mats. You never leave. I mean, you might learn something, but you always leave humbled. It's just
the stuff they do. I mean, I love the UFC. That's where I've learned about that. And I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just a fan. But, that whole Gracie family and everything they've done, and it's grown so much from that. It's pretty cool. Like, jiu-jitsu is amazing. I don't know. Tell me more. Like, what style of jiu-jitsu do you train, or have you trained, or whatever?
It's just jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. Okay.
Personally, jiu-jitsu.
Are you a mixed martial arts fan?
I am. On and off, depending on who's fighting. I was a Conor McGregor fan. Wasn't a fan of some of his decisions. Excuse me. But
I'm a fan of his, and I'll clearly say he's a freaking idiot. But I'm a fan. Some of the things he does are insanely inspiring. Lately, that hasn't been on the top of the list.
Yeah, well, and he's just kind of vanished, really. I mean, I hated that he retired when he did. I kind of feel like that was kind of being a poor loser.
I agree.
I would have liked to seen a rematch, but again, in that sport, it's you're good in the ring. You're not necessarily meant to be a delegate and come out and speak clearly. I mean, even Muhammad Ali.
I love Joe Rogan. The worst thing they do is put a mic in the front of somebody's face right after they got beat up or did the beating. It's pretty dumb. But.
Oh, GSP, fantastic. Oh, GSP's great. Brilliant. I think he would have clearly taken it. GSP's just.
GSP got out on top too, and I wish he wouldn't have, but he says he's stronger now than he ever was.
I would like to see him make a comeback, especially to take on like Khabib.
I don't think Dana's going to let him. Khabib wants to fight him bad.
He'd wipe the.
I don't think GSP can get that low, huh?
I think he'd wipe the mat with Khabib. GSP's phenomenal.
I think GSP is huge compared to Khabib. I don't think he can get down to that weight limit.
No, I don't think so. I think Khabib's arrogant enough though that he'd either get up to the weight limit or he would agree to it.
He'd have nothing to lose if he fought him at 170 or even 185. But Pete. Also, Pete's son was in our chat earlier, Kay, and I think he had a rough day, but hopefully he's doing better. So keep him in your prayers. Yeah, I love this stuff. I'm a UFC fan. I've never rolled. I've had friends who've done a little bit of that, but not me. I think I got out of shape and a little too old, a little too soon. Another thing I didn't appreciate in time, but I'm more of a tennis court kind of guy now, unfortunately, which is fun, but not as cool. But that's cool. I love it. Anyway, Pam's fan in the house. What's going on? I just sent you some mail, Pam's fan. I hope you get it. Probably should be there tomorrow.
Kelly's back.
Kelly is back. What's going on?
Pam's fan quit sending her mail. She won like the Star Wars giveaway and everything else, right? She didn't need any more stuff.
Yeah, I got back from the trip. I'm like, oh dang, I got to send. I'm probably the last one. So yeah, my wife. Actually, I would lie. I never send mail. My wife sent some mail to you, and she told me that it should be there tomorrow, Saturday. So no, Saturday.
If you know anything about Jeff, mail is not his thing.
I don't even. Wow, Willie Parker. I met that guy, Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock was doing a fundraiser for Duke Cunningham, a San Diego politician, Republican politician who is currently in jail for, I believe, bribery. I'm not really sure. But I met Cunningham and Shamrock at the Boys and Girls Club that I worked at in California. I was the hey, don't burn down the house guy for the day. And actually, Shamrock was a super nice guy. And so is Duke Cunningham, but now he's in jail. That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, yeah, that was like the first I learned of the UFC. That was way back in the day. Anyway, Dances with Goofy says, I need a wife. Yeah, I hate mail. I don't like getting mail. I don't like sending mail. That's not true. I love getting mail. I will have a pile of mail over there that I'll get to someday. I'm just, you know what it is? It's a calendar thing for me. I'm not like, I got a buddy who, I'm a Dodger fan. He's a Padre fan. So every time they have a series, we have a bet. And I owe him for when the Padres beat the Dodgers in the series, but the Dodgers have won 2 or 3 series since then. So he owes me 2 or 3 things, but he's not going to send them to me, and I send mine. That was a long way of saying, yeah, I'm just not good at sending mail. I'm not.
You enjoy piling it up.
So if you want mail from me, yeah, don't be in a hurry.
I like magic mail.
I mean, if it comes to you and it's got stuff, right?
And I like checks in the mail.
I like checks in the mail a lot. I do. I run a nonprofit, so I love me some checks in the mail.
Yeah. Right.
More checks in the mail, please.
All right, so I grabbed a couple of coins. I have a few. This one's
I'm not the last one.
This is from the Adjutant General of the state of
Kansas. You know what? Hold on. Let me put it on you. Hold on.
Okay.
Boom.
I don't think I get it to zoom.
It looks pretty.
It's thinking.
Snazzy coin.
It's snazzy. And then this one is from the Command Sergeant Major of the European Regional Medical Command of Europe.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool. Super detailed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then what's this one? This was a NATO coin from a task force I was a part of with NATO.
Wow. There you go. That's so cool. Wow.
That's epic.
It's beautiful.
This one's special to me because I had no idea I was working with these type of individuals. They were awesome people, and I got coined by one of them right before they left country. So if it'll do it.
It looks like a World Showcase pin to me, but that's just me.
There you go.
Oh, there, Bosnia. Very cool.
And that's who we were dealing with, and I had no idea.
Huh.
Yeah,
I've got a special operations team for special operations, special forces.
Yep, I've got a few special forces coins myself.
Really? I see now. I think those are just really, 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 really cool.
That's what this one was.
Is it? Okay.
The Oppresso Lieber crest, and then the Special Forces Ranger.
There it is. Yeah, I see it.
And then
nice.
That one. I don't know if you guys can see it. This one's kind of shiny.
It's shiny.
And then this one.
Green Berets.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know if you caught it, but the guy I roll with in jiu-jitsu is a former Green Beret.
Oh, yeah? Really?
And he wipes them out with me religiously.
So the interesting story, the guy that first trained me to fly in Hueys was in basic training and good friends with the man that wrote the song, The Green Berets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Crazy. I was like, and he's like, oh, yeah. And he had pictures of the two of them together. So here is my big one. Yeah, the drum roll, please.
That's epic.
Quit trying to show from behind. So hard.
That's
and Streamlabs, Stream Duck is backwards. So
yeah,
you almost have to take out everything out of the background.
Hey, Patrick in the house. What's going on? Zip.
That's awesome.
Wow. General Peter Faith. There you go. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I'm guessing you don't get those on eBay.
No.
So yeah, and this one goes back in its little sleeve and it stays.
Yes.
Awesome. So I've got a Disney pin, which is not as cool as yours. But anyway. Very cool. I'm jealous. That's awesome. Again, guys, thanks for your service. That's amazing. I love it. Detroit, American, awesome veteran here. Welcome in, and thank you for your service. Is that your Pentagon Challenge coin? Detroit asks.
Yes, that is the one from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
That's amazing.
Again, right place, right time. I think that one's really cool, but the things I got to do with this group of people was far cooler.
Yeah,
and probably means actually more to me than the other one, to be honest with you.
Really?
They're a different breed.
They are.
For somebody like me who has no idea what you're talking about, tell me.
So basically, this was a joint task force of Special Forces and SEAL team. And I had no idea that they were. I knew that they were something special. They had no name tags. They had none of that. And these guys are just normal guys. Put your pants on just like everybody else does. And we just hit it off. And then one day they showed up and said, we've chosen your crew specifically because of you. And we're going to take you out and show you some things and do some things with your crew. And if we ever get in a bad way, you need to come get us. And you're going to be your crew is going to be the only ones that are going to know where we are and how to get to us. And we were like, oh, okay. And so we went out and hung out with those guys. And when those guys tell you where they live, you don't go to the front door and knock. I'll tell you that.
Right. Hey, Art John's in the house. What's going on, Art John's? Man, that's amazing, dude.
Art John's in here. Sir, Art John's, thank you for live streaming. I know you've heard that a few times from some of us.
Yeah, that was fun, right?
It was awesome.
That was so fun. I got to tell you, Art John's, like, a little jealous. First stream ever, those numbers. I mean, you are living right, my man. But that was awesome. I enjoyed watching it. Good
and
stuff.
now you know why we call him the man, the myth, the legend.
And we were talking about just about 20 minutes ago, that trip. You know, he was one of my highlights. I'm not going to lie. It was only a couple minutes, and he was busy doing all his thing. But, you know, him and Donna, meeting them together at the same time, I'm like, is this real life? This is really cool. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, not really. I watch you every Friday night, and I love it.
It's like you're 12 all over again. You know, when we grew up as kids, anybody that was in one of these boxes was like, ooh, right?
You know,
I mean,
my wife when I got back, I had more fun meeting our Johns, not just because I'm serious, Richard, I'm serious, but Patrick, just all of you guys, really, I don't want to leave any out. All you guys, I would have enjoyed that. I did enjoy that more than, I don't know, Troy Aikman. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of somebody random. I would rather, even if it was just, you know, a fist pump, thanks so much, can I get a picture? And even if that was it, but I got to hang with you, I got to talk to you. I mean, I think these would be lifelong things, but even if they weren't, even if they were a fist pump and never see them again, I would take that over the Troy Aikman fist bump all day long because it was you guys. It was awesome. I don't know. It was like a great week. It was a great week. That day was spectacular.
I had an epic time.
Zippity Doo Dad said our Johns needs to go. They both need to go to Walmart together. I will pay for that stream.
Yes, I missed that stream where they were making Steve do stuff or whatever it was. Like I heard all about it. That's fun. Too funny.
So Jaguars lead the Titans 14-0 at half. Tennessee has 62 yards. And
I don't think I said hi yet. Hey, Jeff, what's going on, bud?
Jax has 125 yards and 2 TDs. So not a lot of yardage in this first half. 125 yards and 62 yards.
Jacksonville's D is pretty dang good, and Tennessee's D is above average. So that doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, speaking of Steve from Steve's World, how are you, buddy?
Hey,
what's going on?
I like Walmart. That's awesome, Steve.
I was just going to say, did you see what he put? Yeah, Walmart's underrated and overrated. But I love me some Walmart too.
My time with those guys was something.
Aren't they great?
I don't know if I could ever recreate that.
How did you keep up with that? That's what I want to know.
You know, I think you just kind of have to be on the same level of crazy. And I think I just fit right in.
Absolutely.
I think my wife's probably tired of hearing all the different stories because I keep remembering them because it's almost like they get fragmented.
So I went without my wife. That's kind of a weird thing for me. It's a family thing to go to Disney. And so I was that guy laying in bed at night like, hey, honey, I met, and then I met, and I met, and I can't wait to say it. It was crazy. It was the best. It was the best. So much fun.
Yeah, it was a great trip.
Like if you get points for people in the chat or who you meet that were like high on the list, like this chat's got a bunch of people, and that day, the Beverly Challenge day, it was stupid awesome. It was so much fun. Like I don't know how long it took, but I know it. I don't think it was fast, but it was too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want it to be over.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I didn't know how. I don't know what I did. Yeah.
I tell you what, Josh, the soft opening that we went to, that was incredible. I mean, it was a who's who. I mean, it was Dev and Corey and the this and that guys, and I mean, just Nick, you. It was just a whole lot of fun.
I've never had more fun doing nothing in a park.
That was 6 hours. 6 hours once well spent.
Yeah, I just sat there in front of the Galaxy's Edge gate and wore out the pavement between the gate and baseline. That's all we did.
So did you just stay up all night that night?
Yeah, we did. Me and the Diz and That guys and Corey.
I don't have it in me. Well, I was watching you guys. So I was watching you guys on probably Instagram, right? And then I went to bed. And I woke up a few hours later to go early. And you were in the same place. You were doing the same thing. I'm like, I'm so glad I went to sleep. Because we talked about it. Do we go? What are we going to do? It was a blast.
It was like a secret mission.
I had Taylor and Mama with me, and I just went ahead and I was getting ready to go with those guys, and we were talking back and forth, and I was getting them back to the room, and then they were like, "Oh, we got to go," and they were gone. I'm like, "Okay, I think I'm just going to go to bed." And it was weird because I went to bed and I did the same thing Jeff did. I woke up the next morning and went, "Hey, look." And we were we left the park or left the hotel about, I don't know, 7 in the morning. And at 8:30, I was in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
It was weird.
There, I don't know. We got like 5 or 4. I don't know what, but like, I'm not sure how far you guys moved. And I'm sure you had a blast the whole time, but this old guy needed those 3 hours of sleep. It was
very human.
Yeah.
And we learned that Shep can literally sleep anywhere.
Anywhere.
I heard that. One of his streams was like, I was asleep like 3 minutes ago, and then somebody says, no, it was like 30 seconds ago or something like that. It was Landshark Clark. Nice Chiefs jersey, Chiefs Kingdom. He meant Chargers, but whatever. Yeah, Kelly got in trouble, so he lost the bet. He has to wear Chiefs jersey.
Oh, no.
That wasn't it?
Tell anybody that.
I mean, I'm just trying to help people through the night. You know, have to look at that ugly red Chiefs thing. Who's the name on the back? I know you've told me, but I do not recall.
McCluster,
Dexter.
Yep.
A great run on HBO or Showtime or something, didn't he?
I want to know why we lost him. So we had him for what, a year, and he was gone. I was like, what? I just bought his jersey. What?
I know. Isn't that the worst to buy a jersey? See, that's why you only go with the classic jerseys. You go with the Hall of Famers who are already retired. Or, I mean, I've got a Drew Brees Charger jersey in there. It probably doesn't fit me, but I got it.
That's all.
I've got Thomas's jersey, and I have Marcus Allen's jersey.
Derek?
Those are the yep. Derek Thomas. Those are the 2 that I have.
Bama, right? Yeah.
In this one. This is my newest one.
And who's the other? Oh, Marcus. That's right. You told me Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen. Yeah.
But I'm kind of shocked you haven't dropped the couple dimes on Mahomes.
I've been dropping dimes on Disney.
Yeah, I think that's all of us.
Yeah, right.
I don't buy jerseys anymore because I got burnt on hockey. So I only buy players that are, legends or, retired.
Hockey there's a lot more player movement than the
NFL. I mean, look at Antonio Brown. I wouldn't have thought he was going anywhere, but here we are.
Yeah, but I mean, I was joking, but I'm kind of serious. Like, I mean, I got a Phillip Rivers. I mean, I used to have a lot, but I'd rather have I'm an old San Diego fan, so I'd rather have a Dan Fouts. I'd rather have a Kellen Winslow, the first Kellen Winslow, by the way. I'd rather have something like that than. I mean, I love Dak. Don't get me wrong, Dak's fun. I don't want a Dak jersey. I mean, I would take it, but I'm not going out to buy a Dak jersey.
Chris Okoye, yeah, that would be a good jersey to have. Zip. That's Okoye.
Azusa Pacific. That guy was crazy big.
Yeah.
Christian Okoye. Golly.
So I'm sitting here looking, and they're talking a little bit about the game, and I'm looking at some of my notes here, and Jacksonville Jaguars blitz 30% of the time. Tennessee Titans blitz 12% of the time. Interesting.
My question is, have they traded Jalen Ramsey yet? That's my question.
Nothing's come across the bottom of the screen. I will let you know.
Antoine Randall L. Wow.
That guy was fun.
Last Steelers jersey I bought was Brett Kiesel, which is probably my favorite one. Defensive lineman.
You don't hear a lot of lineman jerseys being.
Fear the beard. Brett Kiesel. He's my favorite.
I need to hear more. Why did we pick him?
I just really loved him. He was a great guy. Always did stuff for charity. Ferocious player. He was like the pinnacle Steeler besides like James Harrison.
I mean, I've heard of him, but I couldn't tell you. I mean, I picked the wrong side of the ball. That's how much I knew about him. I mean, Steeler defensive lineman too. He doesn't like pop to mind. I mean, you got Green and Greenwood, and you have some legends.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I've got a Lambert jersey too, but Brett Kiesel was my favorite current player. He retired a Steeler, of course, and he was just through and through a Steeler.
Greatest Steeler ever,
in my opinion.
I think you just named him.
Mean Joe Green.
Oh, I'd go. I mean, that's a good pick. But I'd go Jack Lambert.
That's good.
I love Jack Lambert too.
One of the best linebackers ever. But
still curtain players.
Nothing wrong with that. Huh?
Still curtain players.
Yeah.
All of them back from the 70s.
I was a Rams fan as a kid. And
that explains a lot.
Rams, all right. Vince Ferragamo, baby. Vince Ferragamo. My man. Pat Hayden even before that. But that year that the Steelers beat the Rams, I think it was in – doesn't matter. My best friend, Brian Peterson, was a Steelers fan, and I watched my Rams get beat, my Rams when I was like 10 or 9 or whatever I was, at Brian Peterson's house, him and his dad making fun of me the whole time. Probably solidified my NFL fandom, but then I went and became a Chargers fan because I lived in San Diego. Hey, Stacy Rogers in the house. Greatest Chief ever, Kelly. Go.
Oh.
If you say Joe Montana, I'm gonna smack you. I'm gonna smack you.
Well, you did say. I mean, it's Joe Montana. Come on.
No,
I'm not saying Joe Montana. I honestly,
not even the greatest.
Best are my favorite.
Oh, both. Now that you said that, both.
I tell you what, I think for his time, Derek Thomas was amazing.
It's a great one.
I really did.
Thomas
was the way great. He could come around, the way he could come around an end and just, I mean,
he had some years
there. You could see. I love some of the camera angles that you could get because you would watch the quarterback's eyes get this big when they see him coming around the corner. Because
scary one is when they couldn't see him coming.
Yeah, he was awesome. And now I can't think of the other side.
Oh.
Yeah, Derek Thomas and the two of them together were just not. You couldn't stop either. If you stopped Derek Thomas on this end because you double teamed him, they're coming around the other end, and I can't remember his name now.
I have no idea who that was.
Pat, help me out.
I don't know. Nothing's popping in my head. All right, it'll come when you start. And your favorite, since you mentioned it.
Bill says Neil Smith.
Oh, no. Neil Smith. That might have. He was a little after that, probably, huh?
Neil Smith. Yeah, it was Neil Smith. Yeah, it was Neil Smith.
Okay, there you go. He had some
Neil Smith. He was the on the other side, and I'm telling you what, those two together were. That was a mean few years of Kansas City defense.
Fantastic. A while ago said not the Kellen Winslow in prison. Correct. I loved his daddy. His son's kind of an idiot. Cissy wants to talk about what kind of water. No, she doesn't. Yeah, I want to hear your favorite.
I think I had so many good memories of watching games with Derek Thomas. He's probably was my all-time favorite. I bought his jersey. I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together, and I bought his jersey.
Wow.
I was young. I was young when I bought that jersey.
Can I assume because you bought a Kiesel jersey, that would be your favorite, or is there another pirate Steeler that is your favorite?
I love Heinz Ward.
Heinz Ward. That's a good one.
I mean, that's the thing with the Steelers. For me, there's a lot of players that I really loved. I've got a Polamalu jersey, Kiesel jersey, Lambert jersey. There's a lot. I mean,
I love the draft, and I remember the year Troy Polamalu came out. I wouldn't call myself a USC fan, but I watched them a lot being in Southern California. Yeah. And a bunch of my friends were USC fans and went to a couple of games, blah, 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 blah. I was shocked he went all the way to the Steelers. I think my Chargers must have been ahead of them because I wanted him. I saw him a lot at SC, and he actually was better as a pro, and he was a great college safety.
Oh, he was something special.
And you talk about playing with your hair on fire. Oh, and by the way, he had all the hair that looked like it was on fire. It was perfect. He was a cartoon character, but for real, I loved him. And he's funny on commercials now, or was for a while.
You know, that's the thing about being as a Steeler fan living here in Tennessee. You know, obviously you got your Titans fans that are, hardcore Titans fans. I've got a friend that I mentioned to you, Jeff, that's a season ticket holder, loves the Titans. But when the Steelers come to town, like half that stadium is black and gold.
Wow.
So the Redskins in Washington game, and this is a real rivalry, and they said half this. Actually, I heard 60% were in Cowboy colors and cheering for the Cowboys. That's as a San Diego, growing from San Diego, the Padres were horrible. I went to as many games as I wanted to because I could get all the free tickets I wanted. I could sit anywhere I wanted because the Padres. And so I was used to seeing visiting teams get more cheers because the Padres. But when you're talking about the NFL, we have 8 home games and they're all sold out in every stadium. Well, pretty much every stadium. Shocks me, man. It shocks me.
It's crazy.
So Tom Brady tweeted out about 57 minutes ago, I'm turning off this game. I can't watch these ridiculous penalties anymore.
Tom Brady did?
Yep, Tom Brady did.
I mean, somebody in chat was talking about all the flags. Ooh, Zip goes with the Priest Holmes. Priest, hey, tell you what, they've had some good backs. Priest Holmes was good. Larry Johnson.
Johnson
won the fantasy league one year. That guy had such a great year. Teamwork wins this. He says, I blame the water thing. We'll talk about the water thing.
I was about ready to ask you. So do share.
Right, okay. So we have 2 guests in here. Well, so I'm going to do it a 2-parter. I'm going to give them a bone here in the beginning, and then I'll smash their argument to pieces in the end. So do you guys have a favorite brand of water?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, tap water.
Okay. I mean, that's where I'd go to. So what's your favorite?
I like Smart Water.
Smart Water? Okay. So
that's good.
In Tennessee, I don't think you have hurricane issues like maybe you would if you were like in say, New Orleans or Miami, but just put yourself there for a minute. KC certainly doesn't, but put yourself.
I wrote out 3 hurricanes when I lived in Florida. So
perfect. So you're about to get hit by this hurricane, and mom calls, wife calls, cat calls, whoever calls, and they say, we need some water. Can you go pick up all the water you can get? We need some water, right? Because we might be stuck in the house, right? It's a thing. At that point, do you care what brand water you're getting? Yes or no? I care about what brand I will get. When I'm about to die in a hurricane, no, I just want any water I can get.
Great value.
Not. Yeah. Whatever's on the shelf.
Lynn, Stacy, are we hearing this? Lynn, especially you. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it at that, Lynn and Stacy, because you guys are insane. What?
Titans just put a bomb downfield. I'm trying to figure out how far we are out here. They were on the 35, 50, 40, 30, 20, down to the 15-yard line. It was a huge bomb for the Titans coming out of the gate.
Lynn, that wasn't the point we were making, she says. Yeah, the point was I might die. I need water in case the hurricane wants me to die. But I don't like this flavor water. That was the whole point of the conversation. Fantastic says that was a beautiful pass. I wasn't even watching.
Yeah, that was a great pass.
Yeah, the water conversation is a little crazy. When my daughter has a dumb moment, I tell her to drink the Smart Water. Pam says. I know.
I think Josh and I can both probably agree that we have a different outlook on life because of probably some of our experiences. So if you can get water and it doesn't give you dysentery, it's good water.
So you guys have had to rough it more than me. My roughing it is, only having 2 football games on a Sunday. So you guys definitely you've had to deal with more. But in the end, when the hurricane's coming, I don't care what flavor / brand water I'm getting. Stacey says, can you ask Josh if that is a pop figure in front of the lamp or is it part of the lamp?
That is a pop figure. That is the giant Ezra pop figure from the Haunted Mansion set from Target.
Nice.
He's as big as my head.
Is it one of those?
My God, he's big.
Yes, it's one of those. Don't worry, I kept the box.
You know what? I'm a keep them in the box kind of guy because they stack.
Yes.
I like the stackability.
But because he's kind of translucent, I wanted that light behind him.
He is kind of cool like that.
That's cool.
I did see on my park bag. I have keychains, and the main thing I wanted out of that was the Hitchhiking Ghost keychains.
So yeah, I got Phineas and Gus there. That's funny you say that. And so they had a 2-for-1 deal or whatever, to buy 2 get 1 free at box lunch, and I knew I had 2. I have Phineas and Gus, but I wasn't sure which one I needed. So I lucked out, and it was Ezra I needed, and I got him. So this will be a giveaway.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I love Haunted Mansion. I think my favorite is the Mansion Groundskeeper, which is the did you get that one? That's a box lunch exclusive.
I just got the ones from Target.
So real quick, yeah. Titans are 4th and 6, and they just got sacked.
Oh,
they were like they could have put 3 on the board, and they went for it, and they did not do well. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just having too much fun and chatting with Pops and stuff. I love Pops, but I try to, you can't buy them all, but the Haunted Mansion stuff. Yep.
I try not to buy them all. I've got a terrible collector's personality, so I stick with Disney, and I'll just get the occasional Pop something.
When my wife gets mad at me for all my collections, I said, "Hey, it's not meth. It's Funko Pops. Leave me alone." It never works, but that's what I say.
So this is what I walked by for 20 minutes at the store the other day.
Oh, Stacy says my audio's off.
Oh, nice. And you didn't get it?
And I didn't get it.
I have an awesome viewer that's sending me the Chrome Hitchhiking Ghosts because I couldn't find them. They had like 3.
Nice. Yeah, your audio has been a little off tonight, Jeff.
Yeah, it has.
Really?
You're moving your lips a little bit and then talking.
It's like watching a Japanese movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
We're watching Godzilla.
I'll remove me and come back. How about that?
Okay.
Be back.
Well, here we go.
Here we are. Who's going to let him back in?
It pops up.
There he is. Who missed me? Right. Am I synced up?
Nope.
You want me to take down Godzilla?
Yeah.
I don't have anything that looks like Godzilla over there. I'd go grab it.
So talking about, the Titans, here, people, when they beat the Browns this season, like they were already flying like Super Bowl banners here. Like people are nuts over some Titans.
Wow.
I have a very good friend of mine who is a team photographer and shoots on Sundays. And he's like, man, and I don't know if you guys saw did you guys see the explosion or hear about the explosion at Nissan Stadium?
Fire.
Yeah. So he was on the field for that. And,
no way.
Sent me a photo that he took. Let me see if I can pull it up so you guys can see it.
I changed my setting. Did it change the audio at all while he's looking for it?
No.
I can try one more thing, but is it super annoying or should I not care? I can stop talking.
I watch myself, not you, so it's okay.
Hold on.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
Yeah, he said it was big. And whoever the pyro company is only had like one fire extinguisher down there.
One?
What kind of company was it?
It was whatever company they hired.
Pyro,
yeah. They only had like one fire extinguisher.
So the Jaguars just threw a long bomb. There's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 yards, 40-yard bomb downfield. It's good. Clark, send it to Clark Jr.
Hey, there's Gonzo. We were just talking about Gonzo. What's going on, my man?
Gonzo.
So honestly, should I leave it alone or should I put in a new mic? I got a new mic that I've been playing with, or should I just not care? I can be quiet.
Try a different mic.
I shall return.
Okay.
So one of the things I do is I work in photography a lot with the guy that I just mentioned, and I was invited to go shoot a Special Olympics football tournament. I guess it was maybe a year ago, right when the new coach came on for the Titans, and I got to meet Marcus, and they are, I don't care how they play, they are class acts, both of them.
Nice.
They stayed on the field. It was freezing cold, stayed on the field with those kids, and what's the coach's name? I can't think of his name for the Titans. Yeah, anyways, he told one of these kids, he was getting frustrated because he couldn't catch a pass. And he told the kid, he's like, look, I will stay here all night and make them turn the lights on for you to catch one pass. and he did, and signed the ball for him and gave him the ball and stayed out there coaching those little, Coach Vrabel. Just stayed out there with them, coached their little flag football teams. Marcus Mariota just stayed out there tossing balls with them.
That's awesome.
Just really, because those guys normally in events like that, they come out, shake some hands, sign some balls, and then they disappear. Right. But they were just class act.
That's awesome.
They were phenomenal. I love to see guys who have a position like that really, take it on and just appreciate the community around them.
You bring up the word community, and I think that's one of the things I like about this community and why I'm so drawn to this community is that's the type of people that I feel that we are dealing with. They're class acts. This last trip, we got stopped a couple of times in the park, which is always fun. And I think it's important to take that time. One of our first streams from the parks, I think it was maybe our second or third stream, this little girl was just, we were sitting there for fireworks, and she was more interested in what we were doing streaming than the fireworks.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most exciting thing that I did was it was, okay, let's talk to this girl and her parents. And we ended up interacting, and I gave her the gimbal, and she got to hold the gimbal, and her eyes were this big, and she was probably 10. And she, mom and dad said she practices doing videos at home, and she has her own little practice sign off and all that kind of stuff, but they don't let her YouTube. But she makes videos all the time. And we got done, and we probably spent 10 minutes with her, 15 minutes with her. And we were walking away. We told them goodbye. And the mom came up behind us and tapped us on the shoulder. She said, I just want you to know that Disney's a magical place, but you just made my daughter's entire trip.
Well, see, and that's the thing is, as vloggers, we have the opportunity to create magic for people. Even if it's just being respectful to another park guest, because we're vloggers. Me personally, I feel like we have a similar responsibility. Obviously, we're not cast members, but we're taking the time to vlog something and put it on YouTube, and it's kind of in a way a job. So I don't want to affect somebody's trip by my vlogging. I really don't want them to notice, but if they do notice, I try to be super cordial. I've given pins away before, off my lanyard. For instance, I'll give you an example, kind of like your story. I was in the Contemporary vlogging and, looking at the pins there at the Fantasia store. And this little girl's beside me looking at pins, and her mom tells me that she's a big pin collector. And I was like, oh, awesome. Do you pin trade? And she was like, no, she's too shy to pin trade. She's never pin traded before. And I was like, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you one of my pins so you don't have to lose one of your pins. And we'll go up here, and I'll tell the cast member, and you can trade your first pin. And that way you're not trading a pin that you love. You can just trade your first pin. She's probably maybe 7. And of course, I asked her mom's permission. And it was the same kind of thing. She was like, I can't believe, you did that. Super nice. You made magic for us. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Right. If you can touch somebody's life, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
You could not be a positive influence in somebody's life. And it's going to be one of those deals where 10 years from now, that person will be at the park with their kids, and they will say, I remember this moment, and they'll share that, and they'll pass it on, and it's a positivity. I've seen so much.
Well, and
I don't know how do I say it? It's kind of like the love of a child is unconditional. Yeah, you're still off.
Yeah.
But you're good. We can still hear you, and you're not that far. Okay.
And that's exactly true. And the nice thing about this community is it's such a tight community and such an optimistic and positive community that if you're not that way, you get weeded out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And that's what's awesome.
And it's not in a negative light either. It's not a mean thing. It's just
right. There's just no place for that.
You end up working your way out of it. And the friends I've made, the family that I have made in this community is awesome.
Yes.
Just awesome.
I completely agree. And that's and with the this and that guys, we have a thread that's called, it's titled Brothers. And when I was with Resort TV 1 and saw how they handled, fans or whatever you want to call them, it makes you realize, like, we're all regular people. We just found something that we enjoy and we've gone out and we've created something. But to see those guys who are huge, Resort TV 1's coming up on 73,000, to stop and talk to somebody and give them the time of day.
Right.
I just think that's awesome. And it's a super great example for all of us as creators.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter how big you get, you still make time for the people who care.
That's right. It quickly stops becoming all about subs or any of that.
Sure.
It becomes, are you bringing something to somebody?
Exactly.
We talk a lot about, Taylor's wheelchair and Mama has a scooter that she has to use in the parks. And so we try to bring a little different view from some of that. But we share little things that we know in hopes not to, like you said, affect someone's vacation negatively. But can we here's something you didn't know, maybe it'll help you on your trip. A lot of people nowadays are looking for better ways to go to Disney on a cheaper budget. There's a little stuff out there that most people don't know until they've gone to Disney, 5, 10, 15 times, that if they watch one of our streams, they'll go, oh, I didn't even think about that, or I didn't know that. And
exactly. And it's like, live through my mistake. I made the mistake. I'm going to tell you about it, so now you don't have to make it. Right.
By the way, it's 17-0 now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they got a goal. Looks like it's going to be a blowout. Hopefully not, though.
I hope not. It's something needs to change. I did not expect this to be a blowout.
I didn't either. I was pulling for the Titans.
Yeah.
I had several of them in my fantasy that I picked. I usually pick Marcus Mariota as my QB, but not looking good.
Can you hear me clearly?
Godzilla!
Still?
Yes. I don't know why your audio is so off. I don't understand.
Try one more thing.
Okay, one more thing. Yeah, I was looking at chat here. Jonathan Chung says it's not about the numbers; it's always about the journey and what you do getting there.
Absolutely right.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. Mr. Gonzo PR says they are all down to earth people. Very, very true. I think that's what drew me to like the this and that guys. Before there was this and that, Shep and I started talking. And of course, the first time that I did that, I had this guy in my stream all of a sudden messaging me and going, "Hey, here's my phone number. Give me a call." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
this guy, I'm not sure about this guy."
Yeah.
And then I got to know him, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm really not sure about this guy." No, that's not true. I found out just how of a genuine person Shep really was, and
and they're all that way. And I think it's them specifically that they all created that, and it's just a bunch of normal people. We're all people who are just weird enough to film ourselves.
and I said this to Steve before, that you could not have picked 4 people that would have fit the way they do for
for sure.
People. So I've really enjoyed getting to know all of them and getting to know some of their family. So it's been awesome. Oh, wait, Shep's still in here. Now you heard me talking about.
I'm not sure about me either.
Oh, no. Brother, you're awesome. All right, so here we are, 2nd and 8. Jaguars are 17, Titans 0. There's 5 minutes, 57 seconds left in the game. It almost looks like a high school football game.
Pretty much.
Okay, so it's not just me. Oh, my gosh. And Ian, too. Let's not forget about Ian. Well, we can't forget about Ian because he's a very special cast member, and he's near and dear to all of us. Right, Josh? Oh, my God. Ian just showed up in our stream. Oh, my. I did not ask for a better stream right there.
Oh, that reaction. That reaction right there. That should have been a gift. That'll be a gift.
Oh, I love it. That is awesome.
Hey guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can't hear you. That's Shep.
That's great. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that Ian was able to join us tonight. You know, the game's gone awry when Ian shows up and says, "Hi, guys." Oh, my gosh. Oh, I needed that. Okay. Oh, my.
Yeah, that's not Ian.
Chef says that's not Ian. It's an imposter.
Yeah, that's like great-grandpa Ian.
Grandpa Ian.
Yeah, that's Ian Sr.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to have to get another Coke here in a minute. The Titans, I'm telling you, Jacksonville is just messing them up tonight.
Well, the Titans, like I said earlier, you never know what team you're going to get. Sometimes they come out and they're just dominant. And then sometimes they come out and it's this.
So next Thursday, it's the Eagles against the Packers. I think that might be a better game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking it's Packers that game.
Chef says that could very well be Grandpops. Hi, Jeff. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you, brother. Oh. Swaggy, go Birds, fly Eagles, fly. Oh my gosh. I'm happy the Jags are winning, even though not in greatest NFL fan, I always picked them in the Blitz arcade. Okay, Jonathan Chung. Oh, another one downfield to an open receiver. So Titans got a first down. It was 3rd and 10, and they got a first down. So
they're gonna have to do something.
Let's see if they can pull something out. They need to get on the board. Maybe that'll give them a little bit of momentum. If they can just get on the board, that'll break it. Oh, he stepped out. Yep. So that was to Humphreys. It was pretty good play. He was pretty open. It almost looks like a blown coverage. So 1st and 10 on the Jaguars 40. And he goes nowhere. Jacksonville's looking a little tired.
I imagine. I expect Tennessee to score. I think Jacksonville's probably got it, but I expect they'll take advantage of that tired team. I mean, they've run up and down that field stopping Titans all night.
Yeah. So everybody in chat saying Jeff needs to come back. It's not that bad. And it's not that bad. He just needs to come back.
Yeah, it's not.
Maybe he's still listening to us.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
We'll just keep making Godzilla references.
Yeah. We need subtitles.
Oh, my gosh. I wish it was my stream tonight. I'd be doing that. Oh, my gosh. I'd so be putting subtitles down there. Oh, my gosh. All right, guys. It is 3rd and 9. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. The current drive for the Titans, 10 plays, 36 yards. I got to get something to drink. Stacy's like, come back, Jeff. I didn't mean to chase you out of your own stream. Stacy, this is your fault. Oh, ball's loose. Oh, he recovered it. Jacksonville held him. Let's see if they go for a field goal. Maybe they'll try to get it on. I don't think they're going to try it again. Last time they tried to go on 4th down, they didn't do very well. Hi, Jeff.
I'm 99% sure all I did was make a bunch of mess here.
Hey, you're synced.
What's that?
You're synced.
Yeah. You're synced.
I'll take it. I don't know. Well, then that's magic because I don't know why. But cool. All right. I ain't touching nothing.
I did it. It was me.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for fixing it then.
A little Disney magic for you.
We knew that threatening you with subtitles would fix it.
I was playing with all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I couldn't even hear you. I'm like, what did I just do? Now I don't even have audio. And that was the good part. So I'll leave it at that. So, but I heard most of what you said, and it was all good stuff. But then there was a time I couldn't even hear you. But I know we have a new score now, right?
That's right.
Yes.
So I need to fix that.
Yep, 17-0. And the Jags held them again. So, but it's 4th down. So I wonder if they're going to go for a field goal or not. They went to a commercial. I
went to a commercial.
#.
Stacy said it was her fault.
Was it? I mean, I'm pretty sure it was my fault, but that's right. I'll take it. I'll blame. There you go, 17-0 Jags. So, yeah. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, I liked your guys' conversation about the community. It's a pretty amazing group of people, there's no doubt.
For sure.
It looks like I'm darker now. Did I break the lights too? What the heck? Am I darker now? I don't know. I'm going to stop complaining. Huh?
Chewbacca looks bigger.
Chewbacca grows. Like my belly. Michael Riley, how long until we end? We'll probably go to the end of the game unless we get sick of each other, and I don't see that happen.
Probably not. Let's see.
Oh, thanks, Michael. Michael says right now he's going to send viewers over. Yeah, we'll be here a while.
Yeah, I'm sure we got 32 people in here right now, and
I appreciate everybody being here.
Yeah, very much appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much.
Gonzo wants to know what kind of water I drank today. It was called Starbucks. That was my water for the day.
I that water.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That doesn't sound like smart water to me.
It just depends on your definition of smart
water.
Well, it wouldn't be the KC koozie, I'll tell you that right now.
It is the KC koozie. When's our game coming up? Let's see.
November. You're on DizTube November 17th, so I'm guessing the 14th, November 14th. We got Triple P coming up too, don't we?
October 13th, I think.
Boy, it's like right there. Yeah, there you go, October 13th. Boy, I wrote yours, guys. Is really messy. Well, I mean, it's 2 names and all the practically blah blah blah. Blah. So they have a lot of language there. Yeah,
week 11 and week 17.
You can just say it like Zip does and just make it up as you go.
PPP? Yeah, well, I should. Gonzo, thank you. Soda and water for you guys. Thank you, Gonzo. Gonzo, you're an amazing guy. I'm glad you're feeling better, by the way. You know, we talked about Mr. McDevitt. Mr. Gonzo was not feeling all that great lately, too. But apparently this week is much better, Gonzo. I hope that's the case.
You know, the last about 10 days in our community, we've had Meg.
Yes.
Who's had a concussion, not doing very well.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a concussion.
Yeah.
I knew she wasn't feeling well.
She said she bumped her head on a cabinet and she ended up with a concussion. Then you've got Shep's. All 4 of Shep's kids were sick at the same time.
I heard that. Yes, that's a beatdown right there.
Our partner here, Pete McDevitt, is very much under the weather right now, and all of us have our thoughts and prayers with him. And then we've got Dave and Brandy's son broke his arm this week.
Yes, that's right. Oh, Shep says not enjoyable. Yeah.
Not enjoyable.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's right.
It has been an interesting past 10 days in our group of people. And so if you all are out there, if you're ninja watching, we're thinking of you, thoughts and prayers to you. And if you're not one of those people, please send positive thoughts and prayers to them, please, because our YouTube family needs it.
It sounds like Kelly needs to make house calls.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Bring the Blackhawk.
Yeah.
Remember, one of your I don't think you were with me. I think you were on somebody else's stream. Doesn't matter. And you were talking about how much time you had in a Blackhawk. I'm like, I get excited like the 2 times in my life one flew above me. That's amazing.
I've got over 200 hours in Hueys, and I got well over 1,000 hours in Blackhawks.
Wow. I've watched Blackhawk Down maybe 100 hours total, but I don't think it's the same. Probably not even that much. That's amazing.
That was a movie that I was excited when it came out. The book was absolutely phenomenal.
I've almost bought that book like 20 times. I need to buy that book.
That's how I felt about Lone Survivor.
It is. Lone Survivor. Yeah,
I felt that the book was really great.
The book came out, and I remember reading it on a deployment, and came home, and then they said the movie was coming out, and so Ivone wanted to go with me to the movie. She made it up to the first Black Hawk going down, and she left the theater. She couldn't watch it anymore.
Wow.
That was. She goes, nope, too real for me. I know what you do, and I'm just glued. I'm just glued to it. At one time, she said, "Your palms were sweating. Let go of my hand."
Wow.
I'd say those are some of the heroes of, for me, military spouses are they're heroes too. I mean, they put up with a lot.
Amen. It takes a family to deploy. Period. We know what we're doing. And if I'm speaking out of turn, when I say we, say something.
No, please, go for it.
When we deploy, our mind is on our mission and what we have to do to take care of each other. And when the families are left alone, they become single parents, and they're doing things like fixing the toilet they've never had to fix before, and the dishwasher breaks, and the water heater goes out, and they are just suddenly single parents in this world. And in the back of their mind is, where's my loved one? Are they okay?
Exactly.
So for us, we're focused on what we've got to do, and that's kind of where our mindset is. We have a mission to do. So it's a different world for us. But back home, my hats are off to all those families, military families, when they're at home. So Josh, that was a great thing to bring up because it's so true.
Yeah. There's so much, and they have a lot more downtime than we do, and in the stillness of life, what do? You think, and your mind kind of wanders, and wow, we're always going.
Right. Mission on task. You don't have a lot of that wander time. Right. I know the first time I deployed was in Bosnia, and we were deployed with the 1st Cav in the 10th Mountain, and CNN was at our base live broadcasting when we got an attack, and my wife's watching CNN. I can't imagine having to sit clear across the world, knowing that's where your husband or spouse is, and have to watch it live on TV.
And how much can you tell them? How soon after something that happens can you communicate with them at all?
We were locked down for about 3 days before we were able to call home.
3 days, wow.
And back
I guess you're telling that story. I'm thinking. I grew up in San Diego. What's that?
Sorry, go Jeff. Go.
No, go ahead. You first.
We still had snail mail back then. There, instant messenger was like brand new. So
unheard of in a war zone.
Yeah. You didn't have that kind of stuff, and so we still wrote letters, and you still got mail.
Wow.
And nowadays, it's a different world. It is the communication, and I this is just my opinion from back then to now. Depending on where you are, some of the deployments, those people have phones in their rooms.
Oh yeah,
it's not cell phones right there. They're calling. They can call home, and I think it actually makes it harder for the soldier because now they are in that constant communication with home, and you do get that.
I heard you say that once before, and I remember thinking along those lines. It's never been something I've had to do. I was going to say, again, growing up in San Diego, I knew lots of military families. I mentioned Camp Pendleton because it was right down the road. Knew a lot of people in the military, but not my situation, not my family situation. And I can't imagine. I want to say I can imagine. I can't imagine. Dad being gone and being the kid. You see those videos where the dad comes back early and surprises the wife or the kid. That emotion's real because you didn't know where they were. You didn't know if they were okay. It's not something I can pretend like I can understand. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. And when you get out, I think that's a big reality for a lot of us, because you're used to so much structure, and that's why I think we all kind of end up kind of crowding near each other. Somebody talks about military, and you want to go talk to them, or You see, you see.
Well, you have common.
Right, and you end up with a whole lot more appreciation for Vietnam vets and people like that.
I would think.
I can't countlessly have stopped in the grocery store and shook a hand, and especially a World War II vet.
Right,
those guys, like that's a treat to meet one of them.
Truly is.
Rarer and rarer.
I agree. I actually was very honored. I got asked to do a burial detail for a Normandy guy from Normandy.
Wow.
And that was to me that was an honor to be.
Oh yeah.
It was really cool. But those guys, World War II, Vietnam, whole nother ball game. Some of the stuff, and if you look through the years, you look at stats, you see that times have changed. Things have gotten better. Medics, that was a new concept in World War II, more than a Band-Aid and a snuff of morphine. Yeah. And now today we could do all kinds of things. So, still, we are still a society, I guess, or humanity that hasn't figured out that wars don't solve things.
Exactly.
Well, maybe we're learning slowly. I mean,
I hope so.
It seems, I think if you look at, so I teach kids, and one of the classes we're doing is history, and there was a period in American history where every generation was going to war, and that's not the case anymore. So maybe we are. I know everybody likes to talk about how it's horrible now, but I don't know. I kind of think it's better now. I mean, we're plenty stupid. Don't get me wrong.
But. Yeah, technology's helped, I think.
There's a lot of truth there. Yeah,
and war's not a pretty thing. It's not nice. It's not a good thing. It's and I think that's why, for me, that's one of the reasons why I try to avoid news outlets now. There's a lot of negativity around that, and that's why I love Disney so much.
That's right on the money. That's right on the money.
Yep.
I still watch too much news probably, but not as much as I used to.
It's just, I did my time and I saw enough of that, and I'm good. I just want to live life and, have appreciation for the things that I can enjoy.
Right. Stacey Rogers. Yeah, you got a good point. Sorry, go ahead.
And I was just going to say, and I think a lot of people, these places in the world, they get a bad rap. They're not bad people. It's just bad stuff in those areas. Like, you're really poor countries.
Well, it's just leadership, right? I mean, the people are people. It's the leadership and the political situation and the, just all of it. Social situation.
True. Very true. Yeah, you get into these countries and what you see on the news, not so much. Go to one of those countries. You'll find that there's a lot of good people there. Mm-hmm. They want things to end just as much.
People are people. We're not that different. It's the leadership structure, the leadership ethics, the culture. You guys know more than me. I mean, what do I know? I've just been here, but people are generally good and generally want good for their family and their kids and their country and blah, blah, blah. But, talking about Black Hawk Down, Mogadishu, the people aren't bad. The leadership's bad. I don't know anybody there. But I'm saying it's just the situation. What would I do if my family had no food for a week? I don't know. I would do anything I needed to do is the answer, to be honest. So,
for a long time, I wore in the military uniform, you're only really allowed to wear like one kind of bracelet, and that's a memorial band. And the memorial band I wore was for one of the Green Berets that got out of the Black Hawk and decided to stay on the ground to help fight off and gave his life as a reminder for me of, the dedication and bravery, the purpose behind why you serve. It's not for you. It's not for the honor of serving. It's for everyone.
That's amazing too.
Yep.
And that's why come on, I can jump on the negative bandwagon too. There's plenty of stuff to get tied up with and stressed out about, but there's still good people. Two of them are on my stream right now that you guys went out and did that for years of your lives, for not just for your family. You never even met me at the time. And part of it was for me, part of it was for everybody. So I actually think the world's probably a lot more giving and loving and caring than we care to admit. I mean, dare I say you two are proving it or have proven it?
You know, the news likes to paint an ugly picture because it gets views. There's a lot of good people out there, and I think this community proves that.
Yep,
that
absolutely.
There is, and I think that's a lot of possible turnover.
If it bleeds, it leads.
They recovered it. Nope, they recovered. Okay, so Titans got a one-handed catch, and then they kind of flubbed the ball, but he got it back. It just proves that there are good people. I think that's what's really cool. I think that's what excites so many of us, is to be able to go, what? Wait a minute, you're a cool person, you're a good person? Okay.
Shocking, right?
You go, wait, there's another cool person that's really
right.
good. Wait a minute. And we found them all in one place. And I think we need to.
I dare say, though, we found it because we have a cool community that talks to each other. I bet it's there everywhere. I want to believe it's there everywhere. I mean, get off of Facebook and your silly comments to each other, and comparison kills joy, man. And just go
Absolutely.
live your life and do what you love. And like when I post about, like, my best friend in the world used to be a Disney fan. He got divorced from his Disney fan wife, and now he pretends like he doesn't like Disney. And he makes fun of this little. He popped in my chat the other day, and he's just having fun with me. Like, we're best friends. But it is what it is. Like, you get stuck in your life, you get stuck in your thought, you get stuck in your attitude even. And I don't know. The last thing I think about when I post a picture of whatever, a mug with a spice for a coffee or a cookie, excuse me, that I saw in the Disney store, I see touchdown. Ooh, I don't care if somebody doesn't like that. I'm having fun, and I know there's going to be people that I like are going to like it, and it's that whole, oh, are they going to judge me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm 49 and I like Disney. I am.
I love the cookie.
I have to have that.
I thought that was funny. I love it.
Why didn't I invent that myself? Where has this been my whole life? But my point is, there's this whole thing that, I mean, junior high ended a long time ago for me. Like, I didn't care then. Why am I going to care now what other people think? I mean, I'd rather you like me, don't get me wrong, but I ain't losing sleep over it. So I think for me, I don't know, maybe I'm a crazy one, letting go of that and just having fun with, I like football, I like bacon, I like Disney. You want to talk about those things? Let's go. You want to talk about, I don't know, socks? I'm going to be bored, but maybe people like socks. Actually, I do like socks, but whatever.
You crack me up, Jeff. You really do. I think that's the what's fun about this is we can be ourselves.
Absolutely.
And
what a shame it would be to try to be somebody else.
Look at the Diz and that crew.
Talk about great
being yourself, right? So
I'm annoyed when I get home late on Wednesdays because I love them so much.
Gosh, this too much. They make you smile no matter what kind of day you had. So I'm going to read this real quick. Stacy Rogers said in chat, "Thank you for your service to our country." She wanted to make sure that both you and I knew that, Josh, and Rachel also put that in there. So thank you.
It was an honor to serve.
There you go. See, we didn't plan that. Just so.
No.
Okay, so while that we were talking, the Jags Titans.
Titans. Yeah, it's a ball game now.
7-17 now.
Oh, geez, I'm not even watching, guys. I'm sorry. 17-7.
Every time. These are a few of my favorite things. That's right, Top for Tom.
Hey, Dapper.
Commercials.
Earlier you were talking about medics and how they've advanced. Did you guys? I know the answer, but I'll ask. Did you guys watch Band of Brothers?
Yes. I have a story with that.
The medic. What's that?
Go ahead. I have a story with that. Go ahead.
I can't wait to hear it. You know how they kind of highlighted different people in the episodes. The medic story, I think it was the Battle of the Bulge. I wouldn't swear to that, but the one that highlighted him, it really, I mean, they all touched me, but that one really did, because there was only so much he could do, but it advanced so much. Like, I love the Civil War. I love history, and the amount. I mean, look at from the Civil War, 1860s, I guess, to World War II, 80 years, 4 generations. really you were chopping off legs in one to, then how much, and it was just amazing. Well, then I love MASH. The how do you say it? The advancements, I guess, especially medically. I mean, there was plenty in warfare, obviously, how you could take somebody out, but the advances were huge. But then the pressure on, frankly, people like you, Kelly, had to be unbearable. Like, I can't even imagine being a medic in a hostile situation of any kind. I don't know. Talk about that. Like, how did you have the tools you needed? Did you have the ability and the experience to do what you want to do? I'm guessing plenty of times you couldn't do what you wanted to do, right? I don't know. I'll shut up and listen to you. What are your thoughts?
Okay, well, first off, it's the government. You never have everything you need.
That's fair.
I mean, you could always ask for more. I will tell you this, that most of civilian EMS that you see today was based out of Vietnam and Korea. The reason we have paramedics that run around in ambulances is because of Vietnam and Korea. Because
why? Tell me more. What am I missing?
Prior to that time frame, it was a hearse with two guys dressed in white coats, and if you had an ambulance, they showed up at your house. They're in the back of the ambulance, got back in the front, and they drove you to the hospital. There was no medical care.
They were transporting,
they just transported. Okay. So the medics of Vietnam and the medics of Korea having capabilities of intravenous fluids, learning more about the human body and how we can sustain life longer by doing certain things like tourniquets, for crying out loud, and how to properly use them, saved a lot of lives in that time frame. And as we gained that knowledge in that time of era, that we eventually brought that into, actually, if you remember the TV show Emergency 51.
Yeah, I remember that show. I liked that when I was a kid.
That show actually talks about the first 1 hour series of TV series. So, and you can probably find it somewhere on YouTube or find it somewhere. It actually talks about Los Angeles and how they brought the paramedic program into Los Angeles County and how none of the doctors wanted it. And they finally proved to a doctor that this can save lives. And he was about saving lives, but he wasn't about people that weren't doctors doing doctor stuff. And that's kind of how that show got started. It told the story of the paramedic program actually starting in the United States.
What I remember about that show is they would talk remotely to the people in the ER, and that the communication back then. That's everything I remember.
Rampart General.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that now.
So as time has gone on, even from when I did 23 years in the military, I started. Thanks. I had a little more patience than some, right? So, I started as a ground medic, and just in that 23 years, the type of medical changes and the things that they taught us how to do in the field were groundbreaking. I mean, I came back from one of our deployments, and I was asked to be a guest speaker to the trauma center at a hospital. I was like, are you kidding me? Really? And yeah, we want to hear everything, because what you find is what we do in the military transfers into the civilian world.
Sure.
Internet, GPS, things like that.
They always say wars move us ahead in so many fields, right? I mean,
it does. Now, personally, I think my faith got me a long way. Having the ability to have good soldiers, good leaders, when I did, that allowed me to talk about the things I saw, the things I did. Understanding that even as a medic, you're not going to save everybody, but if you can save as many as you can, it's
what you can do, right?
Deal with. But the fact that you got to talk about the ones you didn't, and I think that was the biggest thing for me, was making sure that I had somebody to talk to.
Were you able to make it not personal when things didn't go your way?
No, it's always personal. If you're good at what you do, and you have the compassion for people, it's personal.
But you
having
that can you realize that it's not always in your hands? I mean, whether you're talking about faith or
that's exactly where I'm at. It was one of those deals where I learned early on that it's not your decision.
Well said.
And it's not your decision. It's if it's going to be, it's going to be. You do everything you can. There was times that I did things that I didn't know I could do, and those people lived. And there was things that I did everything I knew I could do, and they didn't. And at that point in time, you can't second guess yourself as to what you would or wouldn't have done. You did the best you could at that time. And if you can settle with that in your mind and your heart, it's not so bad.
I mean, every decision you make, I mean, whether you're a quarterback on a football field or at work, we make mistakes, we make decisions. But when you're doing what you were doing, there's such a finality to it. I'm sure it's probably impossible, certainly improbable to be able to compartmentalize it totally. But I don't know. Did it make you better at decision making outside of the, life-threatening kind of decisions? I'm betting
it made me cherish life.
Mm.
It made me cherish friendship, family, because you never knew when maybe your number was going to be next.
Yeah.
So you kind of were a little more in touch with that. I think
no atheists in foxholes.
What's that?
There's no atheists in foxholes.
That's right. That's right. You told Jeff, you're talking about teaching some classes here. About every 2 weeks, I teach a class. And one of the things I have to talk about is, everybody's brought up a different way, different religions, different beliefs, different races, different sexual orientation, different all that, right?
Culture, all of it, yeah.
When you get down to it and you're in a foxhole, you don't look to your left or right to determine if they're a different color, sex, whatever. As long as they're pointing the rifles in the same direction as you are, you're on the same team. And it makes you realize very quickly that we are all people. Period.
It's kind of like my daughter will often say first world problems when she's like, complaining about they didn't have the flavor she wants at Starbucks or something like that. When you have real life situations, it's kind of hard to not like the person because they voted a different way, or they go to a different, they worship a different way. I mean, I'm guessing it's just a more real situation. There's less time for BS.
You find out what's petty when it comes right down to it. When the rubber meets the road, when the bullet meets the flesh, or however you want to put it, all that other stuff is petty. It truly is. I laugh because I was talking to somebody the other day, and kids today talk about fear and have said things to me like, well, I'm scared. I'm scared of this. And I'm going, you're scared of not having Wi-Fi. I don't think you understand quite what that word fear is.
Well, that's such a good point. So I work with kids. I've shared that. Elementary, junior high, high school. The classes I'm doing right now are junior high. It's different than before. It doesn't matter. And one of the things I try to get across to them is we in America, we in Texas, we're blessed. Like the poorest of the poor, outside of being sick and at the end, you're in the top 1% of the entire planet right now, people. Like, you are blessed beyond measure. Sorry to talk that way. Not really. That was a lie. And you have to be that blessed to find stress in how somebody else voted, losing Wi-Fi, Starbucks ran out of the topping I want, I don't get to have pizza tonight. I mean, all the silly things.
Myself,
free enterprise system.
What brand of water you drink?
During a hurricane. I think it's proof that the free, I'm not trying to get political, the free enterprise system, living in America, 2019, you are the luckiest people. I am the lucky. When could you be born? Where could you be born that you'd be more lucky, blessed, you pick the word, than right here, right now? I mean, you've got to look for it. You want to have stress. I run a nonprofit resale shop. We provide after school programs. We have a resale shop. We sell other people's stuff. We make about $500,000 a year selling other people's stuff so we can provide after school programs. And people complain because I just gave them a flat screen TV for $20. Your life's pretty good if that's your complaint, buddy. I mean, really? So I don't know. I think part of the stress that we have right now, this era we have, is just the byproduct of having so much success here in America. Wow, am I getting political? I'm trying not to.
Wow, I know you're not. I know you're not. One of the stories that I tell people is I had the opportunity to meet some women in one of the countries that I was in, and the woman was disfigured on her face, missing teeth, but she was very, very nice. And I was talking to her through an interpreter, and she was telling her story about her life and what had gone on there in the war-torn country I was in. And she basically told me that in fear of being brutalized by the enemy, she cut her face with a knife and knocked her teeth out with a rock.
And to prevent what she was afraid of? Wow.
To prevent what she was afraid of. And I'm like, okay, that's fear.
Yeah.
That's fear.
I've heard of situations like that.
That breaks my heart.
And so when somebody says, there's not a place for me to charge my phone, you need to fix that, I just kind of shake my head and go, man, there's a whole lot of other things to worry about in life.
Must be a great life person. Yeah.
Yep. If that's all you got to worry about, you're doing all right. I think we
There's
just need to
be out there still, but I just think that access to information all the time makes us think that the world's worse than it is, or than it's ever been, but it's not. I think it's better. I think evidence demands a verdict, and I think the evidence is clear that we're better to each other now than we've ever been, in my never so humble opinion.
In a lot of ways, we're doing a better job. And then we all go to Disney, and it's all great.
Yeah. It's the Band-Aid.
So now I feel like
they got a field goal.
Entire time. Josh, say something. Oh, yeah, they got a photo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What are we doing here? Football.
Oh, that's kickoff. Touchback.
27. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, say something, please, because I feel like I'm talking.
No, you're good. You're good. That's and when I don't watch the news or I avoid that stuff. It's not to be ignorant or block it out. I know if it's big or bad enough, I'll see it somewhere. But it's like once you've seen enough of it, it's I constantly. That's why this has been so helpful for me. Is this is like a constant drip of positivity. And other veterans, it's a brotherhood, and we all have to kind of look out for each other. That's just the way it goes. It's your ace card.
Well, I'm glad you have it. That's awesome.
I think that's what's interesting is you can have a friend that's a veteran or somebody you don't even know that's a veteran, and you can touch their lives, but you get each other. There's something that's always going to be there. And I do anything for any of the veterans that I've met. My wife, I have a flagpole out in front of my yard. And every time that I take down the flag to replace it, she cuts the stars out of the flag. She cuts them in a circle, puts a card with them that says, "Thank you for your service." And she puts them in this little tiny envelope. She carries them with her everywhere she goes. And she reaches in her purse. We can be at Walmart. We can be anywhere. And she walks up and she sees a veteran, and she will stop that veteran and she will thank them for their service. And I'll tell them, "Welcome home."
Mm.
That's awesome.
Being in a airport and watching military people come home, I've been there a few times. I hate crying in public so much, but it gets me every time. And part of that is because I didn't serve, as I've shared with you guys. So it's a little bit of selfish. Hey, I didn't do what I should have done. but mostly it's just those stupid commercials that get me to cry. And I don't know their story, but it's about to be, I hope, awesome for them. And I don't know what they went through and all those, all the things that you just go spin up about.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. My wife makes fun of me. I'm real funny about stuff, especially like flags. And that's one of the reasons I appreciate Disney so much is they're still old fashioned in the way where they respect military, the way they do the flag ceremony and everything. Mm-hmm. But like it's like a weird pet peeve to see a flag flying that's not appropriately taken care of because so many people don't know how to care for a flag these days. That's like a lost thing.
It's even mocked nowadays.
Right. But, and just being completely transparent, this is my first season watching the NFL in 2 seasons because of the whole kneeling thing, not because of what they were trying to say. It was just the disrespect that I felt for my brothers in arms who were standing on the sidelines who fought for that, to protect that. And not trying to be political. I'm not political at all, but like, this is me getting back into football where I always felt like football, it was kind of a sacred thing for me. It kind of helped me see through all the negativity and the noise and, everything. And that's just being completely transparent. I think a lot of us are funny that way, where we have little irks. I'm real protective of my brothers in arms and the things that they've gone through. And I almost feel the responsibility to stand up and say, hey, that's not okay. They might not say it, but I'll say it. And that's just my 2 cents. It's not necessarily the right thing to do, but that's how I feel.
It's not the wrong thing.
I've enjoyed watching football again.
Right. Yeah. I can't imagine your guys' situation. What I got mad about there was learning about the NFL, the pregame and the halftime stuff they were doing and charging, I think it was the Marines, it might have been the Army, doesn't matter, so much, and acting as if it was a gift. And I don't know if you even know about that, but it shocked me. I've been annoyed with the NFL too, but in the end, I love the game. I do love the game. I mean, if this McMahon's league kicks off, I'll go over there. I'm not a fan of Goodell's decision making. I'm not a fan of a lot of things that's been going. I hate the politics in sport.
Yeah, I agree. I don't feel like it's a place for politics.
But they're not going to take away something I love. I don't know. I love it. It's a hard one for me. But I'm glad you're watching football this year.
Yeah, I love football, and again, it was just a personal decision. I completely went off my heart on that. But
yeah,
everybody has to make their own decisions, and that was mine. And it wasn't, not that it affected anything. It was just me removing myself from a bad situation, essentially.
I think it's interesting how many of us have a duty. So not everybody. Everybody has some type of thing, but with the military, for some reason, we have this instinct of a duty to serve. And some of us I'll be honest with you. I had a duty to serve. I wanted to serve. I always waned to serve.
Absolutely.
Why did I get in the Army?
In school?
I got in the Army because a girl broke up with me. And
When did it start for you, though? When?
That duty to serve?
Yeah. When did you know, like, I was a selfish kid. I'm a selfish adult, but I was a super selfish kid. And junior high, high school, it was the last thing I would have thought of. When did you know?
I will tell you, for me, I grew up in a family of people that served.
Yeah, see, and that your situation too, right, Josh?
Yep.
Yeah, please don't forget where you're at in your story. I don't want to be interrupting you, but I kind of blame my dad, which is totally unfair, but he was a Marine and he hated it. And so that was it. I kind of wish, I don't know. It is what it is.
I think a lot of that's chain of command too. If you got good leadership, it helps, because you can have bad leadership and it completely ruin the experience.
Oh, you absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, you just talking about Band of Brothers. That's a fantastic example of obviously Band of Brothers, but that's how tight knit it really is. A lot of times, like those guys know so much more of your deepest secrets because you don't have nothing else to do but sit around and talk to them.
Sure. So the Fournette just ran 69 yards.
Wow,
69-yard running play.
Yeah. They're about to score again.
I'm more involved in our conversation than the game by leaps and bounds tonight. Oh, so the score. Okay, so what do we got? 27-7 now?
I think it's still 27 on my screen.
27. That's what I got.
20-7.
But they're getting ready. The Jags are getting ready to score again.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Oh, we didn't get it in there. Okay, well. Yeah, I don't want to trivialize it by any means, but I love some of those, you know, Saving Private Ryan. I don't like admitting to cry, but I seem like I do it every day anytime I get on a live stream. But that last scene in Saving Private Ryan when he's an older gentleman and he's at, you know, I guess he was in Arlington, wherever he was at. And I mean, it could get me right now if I let myself think about it. It's a movie, but it's not. I mean, plenty of people.
That was a well done movie that I think that touched a lot of people. I know that touched me. I mean, yeah, you get to that point in the movie, if you're not crying,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
you need to talk to somebody.
There wouldn't be a Band of Brothers if it wasn't for that movie.
Say that again.
There wouldn't be a Band of Brothers series if it wasn't for that movie.
I bet you're right. Well, did you guys watch The Pacific? That was pretty excellent too.
I did.
Excellent. I sometimes feel guilty enjoying those movies, but I do. I
have to be in the right state of mind to watch them. I don't always.
I'm sure with you guys. Yeah, I'm sure. I would think so. Let me put it that way.
It took me a long time to watch Lone Survivor. I had to be ready to watch that. I'm from the area where the Chinooks were from. I actually was an acting first sergeant at the time when that happened, and being an aviation unit in the state, I got that phone call.
Oh, so I can call Kelly Top.
Nope. Acting first sergeant. I was an actual unit commander for a deployment once as an E6. No, I was just an acting first sergeant at the time, and yeah, that unit is nearby me, where those Chinooks were from, and so those crews and those families were from around here.
Yikes.
Yeah, that broke my heart. And my wife actually was a FERSA, which is a family support group person for the state of Kansas, and so she got the phone call the same time I did. Actually, that's kind of scary when both of our phones are ringing at the same time when we're both looking at it and it's the state and we're going, that's not good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, you know. When I go, you know, if it's a friend of mine whose grandfather just passed and, you know, was a lifer in the Air Force. Wow. Like Korean War era was very big in the all the nuclear stuff that they were doing. It was pretty interesting because he never talked about it. And then after he passed, all his challenge coins and everything had to do with nuclear aviation and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
But when I go to a military funeral, even as a veteran, I still salute at taps. It's a very somber thing.
You know, tell me this, Josh. I want to. I mean, I want to salute. I want, when they play the national anthem, I want to stand. I want to salute. Is it just me? I mean, I'm retired now. I could just stand up, right?
You know, I kind of feel
I still want to present out of respect.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, I think it depends on where I'm at. You know, obviously, I'm proud that I served. At the same time, I'm not trying to cause a scene.
Right.
And when I salute now, it's a respect not to be seen that I'm respecting, but it's for me personally. And so, you know, it taps.
Is that why you asked, Kelly? Why I was going to ask you why you were asking.
Because I guess it's because kind of like what he's saying. I mean, there's a time where that can be very awkward, but I have a desire inside of me
you're trying to get attention,
to show that respect, and it has nothing to do with me. It's just me myself. I want to show that respect.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a tug. It's weird. It's like you feel like you should be doing it,
right.
And especially when it was somebody that served. I feel like it's my duty to give them that honor as somebody there that knows what that means. Because usually, and one thing that's a pet peeve for me is stolen valor. And I've had situations at military funerals where I've had to deal with somebody that was doing some stolen valor. And that's a rough situation as well. But it's
by people that's when people act as if they're veterans and they are not.
Right. They pretend or they try to, play the part, and they didn't. A little known fact, like in Hollywood, in the movies, they're not allowed to wear a complete military uniform.
It's got to be somehow not
something. Yeah, something's off.
Yeah, I'm vaguely aware of that.
Gonzo asked, when you come back home, do you guys have any support or help to work with you guys, like a support
Great
group?
Great question.
Yeah, yes, to just give you a straight answer. For me, I've kind of built my own support group. My wife's been great with that. My church has been great with that. A lot of it is kind of cliche and cookie cutter. It really
what's provided for you. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so you kind of have to handle it. For me, I've had to kind of handle it my own way. But some guys really, really they really struggle with that. And that's why I always try to make myself available if I know that somebody is struggling with that, as somebody who understands. That's where you grow even tighter. It's kind of hard to explain if you've not been in it. It's such a tight brotherhood in that you can't just go out and talk to just your average,
right,
psychologist or psychiatrist about it, because 9 times out of 10 they're not going to have a clue what you're talking about. They're going to go home and have nightmares about what you just told them, basically.
And they're going to textbook you.
Right. They're just going to give you,
Yeah, you're going to get textbooked. You're not going to get the help that you really need. You're going to get a textbook answer type deal when you deal with people that understand what we've been through, or it's a whole different situation. But like you were saying, cookie cutter, very much so. There's things out there, believe it or not, there's hoops that you got to jump through a lot of times to get the help that they offer. In my dealings, I'm kind of like Josh. I kind of did it a different way.
More personally,
my faith, my wife, huge.
Family, kids helped me a lot. Having a daughter helped me a lot.
Yeah, kids change your life, man. I reached out to an organization that I trusted. I didn't go through the VA, and I feel that was a good decision for me. And I have, between the firefighting I've done in all those years and the military, I do have some PTSD issues, more of a cumulative. It wasn't like a one event, or, I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't in the heart of Iraq going door to door either, but I have cumulative issues.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
That's kind of blunt. Why would you say that? Like, you've dealt with more stress professionally than I can imagine, but then you just said, yeah, but somebody else had it worse than me. Like, you're not, ooh, woe is me. You have real stuff that you've dealt with that are worse than my nightmares. I mean, don't do that to yourself.
I think the best way for me to explain that is we've all been through something. There's different levels.
Sure.
And if I'm able to be at this level of what I dealt with and somebody else is here, I respect this so much. and what they did. I didn't go through that. I didn't walk in their boots.
But you walked in yours.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, and I don't deny that. But I know I've seen worse, and I go, wow, you have my utmost respect.
I mean, there's probably something there that's very healthy, being able to say, hey, if they can get through it, I can get through it. But that said, give yourself a break there, man. My goodness. I mean, yeah.
My job was to put people back together and take them out of the bad situations they were in.
I can't imagine, Kelly. I can't imagine
but that was my job. My job was to, when they called me, it was bad. Which tells me that I stepped into their world for 2 minutes, threw them on a helicopter, and got out of their world. I respect every one of them and what they did.
Yeah,
they're my heroes.
Let me be on the other side, but not military. But I have 4 daughters. My youngest daughter, when she was, oh boy, I don't even know, 4 or 5. We almost lost her. She had a seizure, and I won't go into a lot of the deals right now, mostly for time. But we're at the hospital, and they thought we were done. They thought, the doctors thought, the nurses thought, I thought, wifey thought that Reagan was leaving us, and 5-6 weeks later, we got to bring her home, and she's all good, and she's living and happy. But how many people were in my life, in my daughter's life, for moments? Whoever came on scene. 2 dudes were in my house when I got home. Somebody drove that ambulance. 2 people were in the back that whole drive while I was flying to keep up with them. How many nurses? How many doctors? How many? And for the weeks we were in the hospital, and I don't know their name. I never got to meet them. I got to thank some of them, very, very small percentage. And, my goodness, you guys all do this, and I respect it so much. Don't. I would say, as your friend, please don't devalue what you did for people like me. I wasn't in the military. I'm just giving a story that was my daughter, but thank God, and I mean that not being flippant, that those people came and could do what they could do and save my kid's life. And I'm guessing you have a bunch of stories. I'm guessing you both have stories that are way more heroic than anything I could come up with.
It's what we signed up for. I mean,
I'm glad you did.
It's kind of like you doing your job every day.
Yeah,
it's just what we do. It sounds, I don't know, Josh, is that kind of what you're trying to say?
Yeah, basically. And the guys that's out there, like, I'm thankful for the guy to my left and my right because they have my back. And so it's not so much like, I'm just as thankful for them and what they're doing, because if they're not doing what they're doing, I can't do what I'm doing. That's where it goes back to the whole. It sounds so cliche, but that's where it goes back to the whole brotherhood thing. Like, we all respect each other, and that's what makes it work.
In the military, it's interesting. In basic training, they tear you down, and you're trying to figure out why in the world are they doing this. And they take your individual person away from you. Mm-hmm. But what you find is they build this bond of these people that you're with, and you become a cohesive unit. And then all of a sudden it makes sense. And that's that band of brothers he's talking about is you realize that together we can do anything. Individually, you might, but it's a whole lot easier and better if you do it together.
Yep. It's
do you agree with that much?
Yeah, 100%.
I've always wondered about that tear down, build up thing. I'm intrigued.
It's such a reality check when you come back to reality from the service, because it's not like that in day to day, and it's hard to realize why is it not like that. And I think that's why you have a lot now. And listen, there's some veterans out there that, like, they're not this way. Like, there's a lot of bitter veterans. There's a lot of veterans that, they're not, psychologically sound. Like, it's not all this. everywhere. You have
You're making me think of the Chris Kyle situation. I mean, Chris was trying to help a vet who was having some trouble, and obviously we all know the story. Happened right down the road for me is why it's probably in my head.
Yeah, exactly. But then you take that example and you take his funeral service and the guy standing around his casket. That's the reason. Like, that's the brotherhood.
Yeah, that was very local. He lived not far. His wife still lives not far. And the processional, is that what that is? The driving of his casket was went through the town that I was working in, and it was weird. People, it was moving, but there was also people who were, I felt, kind of taking advantage of it. I don't know.
Oh, well, that's
weird. Say that again.
That's always the case. You always have that.
It was weird.
Right.
It was weird.
That's the Westboro Baptist Church, that whole thing. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, it's the brotherhood, and it's what I appreciate being on the backside of serving. It's just a crazy. It's been a crazy ride. It's weird to talk about, especially on a Disney live stream based on football. But
friends talk about what friends talk about.
But I don't think a lot of people talk about it. Everybody just kind of deals with it in their own way, and they're quiet about it, and it's just kind of like you kind of get the appreciative nod in the grocery store. But sometimes it's nice to talk about it, I guess, with people who appreciate it or understand.
My grandfather was in World War II. We talked about everything. I was as close to him as anyone on the planet, and he never, ever talked about the military. I would ask him, and he would change the subject.
Yeah, my dad was the same way. I never met my grandfather. He passed before I was born. But my dad was the same way. He wouldn't talk about it. The little bit that I heard, he would tell me, and then we'd change the subject. And then, you just kind of live your own. Like, I enlisted because I felt obligated to, and I served the best of my ability. And when I got out, I felt like it was my time. I think everybody enlists thinking that they're going to be the next Rambo. I think that's everybody's goal.
Or Joint Chief.
Yeah. What you grow up and you watch John Wayne movies, and you watch, the Rat Patrol, and you watch all those TV shows growing up, at least for my age group, and you had a different view. It was very Hollywood, and it's just different.
I had the opportunity to sit down with a general that I met through photography who lives close. You want to talk about somebody who's got a challenge coin collection. He's retired. As a matter of fact, I think I got a picture of it. But you never realize that those people are some of the greatest minds.
Yes.
I mean, I bet. Yeah.
Like, you just don't. And the top brass, for the most part, are some of the most appreciative, because they see firsthand what you go through. In my experience, it's crazy. It's hard to explain to somebody what that brotherhood is. I think police officers probably get a similar brotherhood, but
close-knit teams that serve that.
There's something about being in the filth and the smells and seeing the sights and being, shoulder to shoulder with somebody that knows those things. It's what it was.
You talked a couple minutes ago about you didn't expect to have this talk, or however you said it, Phantasmic Chronicles. You might want to read. I'll just let you read it. Go back and read the comment. It's, I don't know. I appreciate you guys sharing this. Like, again, as a guy who did not serve but deeply respects it, I appreciate you guys just giving me a little, and everybody in chat, a little window into, you guys and what you did. Do. It means a lot to me that you did it, but it means a lot to me that you let me sit in and listen, to be honest, because I'm a pretty arrogant guy, but I don't really mean that. I love me some me, but you guys have done stuff on a level that I appreciate insanely. I just put it that way. It's nice to be able to sit at the bar, listen to you guys talk about your situations, your what you've done. So I hope that comes across as a good thank you.
Oh, I mean, and you're welcome. It's like I said, it's nice to sit down and talk to somebody who understands it and appreciates it. Sorry, I'm trying to look for this image of these.
No, it's okay. I think Josh and I are probably far enough along, so to speak, that we also know that talking about it a lot of times helps.
Yeah, and we don't know who's in
chat. Right. I know that once I had the realization, I was somebody that was trained to identify PTSD. I was being a medic. That's part of my job.
Put it right on you. Hold on, Josh.
Holy cow! That is.
Oh wow!
That is amazing.
Yeah, there's special
wow.
So give us a little play-by-play on.
I mean, I haven't. He served in Desert Storm. General Cavan's his name. He's a 3-star general.
Wow.
Incredible guy. Has the best yard I've ever seen, and is and has a barbecue competition team.
Oh wow! I need to fix my life. I need one of those.
Oddly enough, yeah.
Hey, Leash.
I think the more I've tried to talk to people, and I used it with the fire service too, when we would deal with traumatic things that would happen on fire scenes. I would tell people, go talk to somebody. We'd bring in teams to talk to the people, and they'd be like, I don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, you need to talk about it. And I think my first physical experience dealing with anything like that was actually through the fire service. I was cutting 2 18-year-old kids out of a car, and I had a window blow out on me trying to use the jaws of life, and it kind of surprised us all. It took us all back a little bit. We lost both those girls in that car accident, and we did a session where we had trained professionals come in and sit down with the crews that were there and talk to us about it, because that was 2 18-year-old kids. Is not good, right? So plus they were local community, which means we knew them. And the guy that I was working with said, I want you to know the next time you hear a window break, it's going to affect you. And I'm like, seriously? Windows break all the time. I break them out all the time. That's what I do, right? About 6 months later, somebody popped a window on a car and didn't announce it, because typically we announce it when we do those kind of things. And it took me to my knees.
Wow.
I couldn't breathe. And I had no idea what just happened until I remember him saying that this was going to happen. And that was the first time I ever learned that it can be debilitating. And it lasted about 30 seconds. But once I mentally went, okay, he told me this was going to happen. Now I know why this happened. Okay.
To make it better, easier, whatever the right way to say it is.
That was the only time it had ever happened to me. Never happened again. But it took me to my knees. I couldn't understand that. That was mind-blowing to me.
It's things like that. You mentioned earlier, you're talking about, do you care? Are you able to turn it off with some of the things you've seen? And that's kind of how your heart was in it.
What a good point.
I mean, I think
I'm guessing you can't phone it in very successfully in that line of work. Am I wrong? Do you know guys that phoned it in?
Well, I can't speak for what Kelly did, but I would assume that if your heart's not in it, you're not. Yeah, your heart has to be in it to save a life, because you got to do everything you can.
Yeah,
it's I get people that come into my office and they're upset about something that happened, and then they're upset that they're upset, and I remind them, if you didn't care, you wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
And it when they, when it's legitimate, and that typically takes people back for a minute, and they kind of go, oh, well, yeah, I guess you're right. And it's kind of the same thing with that. If you're fully invested in it, and I think that's part of the struggles that some of our soldiers deal with. I mean, what is it? Every 22 seconds we lose a soldier to suicide.
Wow. Wow. And Mike Wheeler, who we all love,
horrible.
To your point, buddy, he says that's like with me. I love campfires and stuff like that, but the crackling and stuff, and sometimes the smell of fire brings back memories of his house fire, and I either have to walk away or try to get away from the smell. It's exactly what you're talking about, right? Like,
yeah, it is. Matter of fact, it's funny that Mike mentions that. Mike. I hate that for happening for Mike, but I ran into a very dear friend of mine that fought fire with me for a very long time. And he brought up today something that was, we were both an entry team on a house fire where we lost 3 kids and a father.
Oh.
And well, I know firefighters have been in their whole careers, 30 years, and never had that happen.
I would hope.
And he brought it up. He brought it up today, so we kind of talked through it because he was struggling with it a little bit, and it brought back up all those emotions for me too. But that's the thing, is when you have somebody that has that bond, that have walked through the mud together, like Josh is talking about, we grow together when we talk about it together, when we can share that with us and to understand it's okay.
Dare I say it's okay. You become stronger, you strengthen, you heal, all those things, right?
You heal.
It's a hand to grab to help pull you back up. Because I mean, we're human, at the end of the day, and I think that's where a lot of soldiers, Marines, whatever, struggle is. We're bred to be tough. We're made to feel tough, and we have to remember that it's okay to still be human. And so it's nice to reach your hand out, metaphorically.
Tough doesn't mean indestructible. Tough doesn't mean heck. It doesn't mean perfect. That's for dang sure.
It's nice to, reach a hand up to somebody and there be a hand to grab. At the end of the day. And it goes I feel like the whole conversation all goes back to that brotherhood. Where, at least you have somebody there.
Josh, man, that's you got a good point. I mean, I think about it, I put my flight helmet on, I strap everything on, I put all my stuff on with my bulletproof plates and all my stuff on, right? I'm invincible. I'm Superman. And then when something like this happens, you're back to I'm human. And that's a huge variance from what, am I making any sense, Josh?
Oh, 100%. Because here's the thing is you're trained in such a way that, you charge the hill first before thinking. We got all this armor on. We got these, weapons. We got these guys behind us who are tough as nails. That's the adrenaline that pushes you over the hill. But at the same time, a flesh wound still bleeds.
That's well put.
Do you guys get annoyed, maybe even offended when, like, I'm a big football guy, so football stream, right? I used to coach a little high school football. The analogies of military conquest, when we compare making a first down to winning a battle or whatever, does that off-put you guys?
No.
Good.
That was a pretty easy question for the both of us, and I think you were expecting more out of that one. But
no, I didn't know. I remember as a high school football player, athlete, a million years ago, my coach is doing that, and then I caught myself doing it. Just out of what you learn, and I don't know, just hearing from you guys tonight, I'm like, I don't know, popped in my head. I'm glad it doesn't annoy you. Because I did it.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me now. It's all, whatever it takes for, those guys. It's more the disrespect that would, bother me more than anything. It's not that kind of stuff. Because really, I mean, if you think about it, that's in movies, that's in video games, that's all throughout history, those kind of terms.
I mean, those of us who didn't serve, I don't know. I hope it's attempting to, I don't know. I'm not even going to find the right words for it, so I'll stop trying. But, we don't know that brotherhood. The football huddle, the locker room, rah. That's the closest I'm ever going to get.
Well, it's pretty similar, honestly. I mean,
my shoulder pads were pretty cool back in the day, but I'm guessing it's not the same.
He's right. There is similarities there. You guys have
football coaches like to pretend like there is. I mean, Vince Lombardi certainly set the tone.
Well, you're going through a trial and tribulation together, and when you go through that together, you built that bond.
Just like every fall, football teams start off with what we call Hell Week, and it's kind of boot camp, right? But it's not. But it's our little 15-year-old version, right?
Right.
You get to go home.
Some kid grows up, and we all get to
there you go. You get to go home at the end of the day.
You don't
and
get
your buddy next to you gets to go home.
Get the lineman to throw up sooner tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, it's no, I mean that does. I mean, I played football in junior high, and yeah, it was and all that. And in the long run, it made me better for where I was going to go. I tell people all the time, not everybody be a firefighter, not everybody be a policeman, not everybody can be in the military. Do your thing, do it well, and have a positive impact on what you're doing. That's all you can ask. If you're when 1% of the nation serves in the military, we're a volunteer army military. 1% serves. Okay, so the other 99% of you, you're doing great stuff. You're running charity organizations. You're running, hospitals. There's so many good people out there, and that's what they're good at. Other people are good at this.
I deeply agree with that, and I'm proud of what I do and did my career. I'm proud of it, but I ain't crazy. It doesn't compare to your service.
Crazy.
I mean, I couldn't walk into the hospital and do brain surgery. I mean, everybody's got their role, and that's what makes society work. I mean, it takes somebody to fill a gap.
I've seen Josh when he's tired. I don't think you want him to do brain surgery.
Or maybe you do.
Well, maybe you do.
Well, you guys are amazing. I'll say it again. I appreciate this. Just you guys' willingness to share this. And I watched less football on this stream than I've watched any football game in a long time, but I had a blast. I'm kind of honored. I got to be honest with you. I didn't know we were going to have this kind of night, and I hope you guys don't mind. I feel like we picked your brain a little bit, but I enjoyed it immensely, and I feel like I understand a little better than I did before the shoot. 3.5 hours now, dang.
It wasn't much of a game anyways.
I know. It was a good night.
No, it wasn't. I enjoyed having the opportunity to talk with Josh and share a little bit, and I think, I don't know, I feel like we bonded a little bit today, and I appreciate that.
And if you come back, we'll talk football more next time, I promise. I don't know who we have next Thursday. I don't even know.
What did I say it was earlier?
I don't remember.
Eagles and
Green Bay.
Oh,
Green Bay.
Is that okay? That's a good game.
Yeah.
So we need to get a Green Bayan. Is that a thing? And a Philadelphian. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. And Josh, you're always welcome back, man. When your Steelers are on, we're gonna definitely need to reach out to you.
And I don't know if you're ready for that.
I think we're gonna have to have him and Dave on for that stream. That's
two Steeler fans in the same place is probably 3 or 4 too many, but I agree. And I know I've been so looking forward to our week, and I'm looking forward to it every week less and less, Kelly. And that's not about you. That's about my Chargers safeties. But maybe by then I'll have a safety on the team. Do they have one on the roster? I don't think so. But we'll see. If we're 1-2 at the end of the week, I may not talk to you for a whole week. I don't know.
Okay.
You're like, that's all right.
I won't be offended by that.
Okay. That was not response I was looking for, but that's all right. All right. You guys want to wrap it up?
Sure.
Chat, thanks for being here. Gonzo, and if I missed any, thanks for the super chat. Guys, some of you were here all night. Some of you were here for a little bit. Still got 21 in here. I don't know that we talked much football on our football watch party, but I appreciate what we did. And I can't speak for chat, but I'm gonna. They had a good time. They stuck around. The comments were amazing. Pam's fan, Jonathan, Kay, Lynn, everybody. I know there's more of you. Everybody who's here right now, thank you so much. If you haven't, I haven't dropped any links very much either. If you haven't got over to Kelly's channel, if you haven't got over to Practically Perfect Park Hopping. Oh, look at me. I'm a pro talker now. Get over there. Thank you. I'll take that. Golf clap. Get over there. Check them out. They will both be on DizTube, my show on Sunday night coming up here in the next couple months. I got Tom this Sunday, the 22nd. Tom Does Disney. What do you two guys? Let's start with our special guest, the Steeler fan. What do you got coming up on your channel or your other places?
Well, we usually drop a vlog on Fridays, and then Saturday morning we'll be on Lynn's channel for our live stream.
I'm gonna try to get over there. It's not too early on a Saturday for me, so I might just be there.
Yeah, Lynn requested it not to be too early.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lynn. Thank you for that. Or I'm less likely the earlier it is on a Saturday. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sure Kelly's a lot like me. I wake up when the birds do.
Yeah. Lynn told me you guys laugh a lot, so I'm gonna have to try that out. And Mr. Kelly, what you got coming up?
Saturday, Mama and I got a stream, and she's got something planned. This is a Mama stream, so I'm kind of concerned because it's something to do with driving lessons. I'm not sure what's going on. So we'll have to see what happens there. I'm still trying to get into my Disney footage from our trip. It's just been hectic busy. I've got to get some of that stuff in there. I did a lot of live streaming there. I think that first day of Galaxy's Edge, I did 7 hours of live streaming that day.
Did you really? Oh, man. Good.
Yeah. It was crazy. 7 hours. So I've got a lot of footage. There's footage within that footage that I plan on pulling out that's got some really good pieces in there. Chewbacca hiding behind me and all kinds of fun stuff. I don't think
I know how to do that. You did live streams and you pull out your video?
Yeah.
We'll have to talk offline. I don't think I know how to
do it. Yeah.
What do you use to edit?
What do I use to edit? Now you're going to ask me a question.
Your vlogs are edited with what?
Power Director.
I don't know. And what about you?
Premiere.
Josh.
Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro.
Nice.
So
well, there you go.
That's kind of what we got coming up here lately, and that's it. Next Thursday, I think Mama's going to do some more crafting stuff. Mama's been doing Wednesday nights about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Time. And then sometimes I just pop on Fridays to entertain you all through your lunch hour and say, hey. So I might try doing that too. We'll see how tomorrow goes.
And next Thursday will be on your channel, correct?
Yes, sir.
And hopefully Pete will be back up and running.
I hope so.
Talking odds and Survivor pool and all the things. But keep him in your thoughts. And yeah, I guess that's it, guys. So chat, get over there, subscribe to their stuff. You guys stick around. I'm going to get rid of them and say goodbye to you. Oh, you don't have to raise your hand, but I like it.
And I wanted to thank everybody in the chat for supporting our men and women in uniform.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
I love it. And I love that you raised your hand. I work with kids, and I always tell them, if you raise your hand, I'm going to ignore you, but I won't ignore you if you raise your hand.
Oh, thank you. I was just trying to
all right, guys. What?
It's the this and that way.
Yeah, right. Oh, should we try to be as cool as I'm not talented enough for.
You're not.
I'm over it. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys hanging with us a little bit. Go Chargers, go Cowboys, and get over to these guys' channel and subscribe. That's it for tonight. See you next Thursday. Eagles, Green Bay? Eagles, Green Bay. All right. We'll see you then. Later.
Appreciate y'all. Good night.
And I always do the spinning thing before they